Hello, everybody. Welcome on in, Rooster Raiders. Hello, Rooster.
Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
perfect.
Just let me know if the audio is all good. This is my first time using Discord with with the stream.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Looks like we got some matches underway. Red Hair's in the lobby.
And I was just spectating Flower Fairy again, and he just won Asia Weekend. Like, that guy is so efficient.
Yeah, that guy is. I scrimmed him the other night, and I went 0-3, and I was so sad. I was sad for the rest of the day. I could, and the messed up thing is he pushed me with elite spec, and I lost.
Nah,
And I'm like,
nah.
I'm getting absolutely disrespected. Like it was elite arc light carry, which is busted, but I was so sad. He's too
I
good.
mean, still. Yeah, that's kind of BM.
Yeah, the second he opened elite, it was elite ball fang. I literally felt like just surrendering, like out of disrespect. Like
Yeah. That's a horror. Yeah, then after that game was over, I spectated a random game and it was like triple tech phantoms. I think there was 8 of them on a flank. The total tower levels was 15 on both sides, and the phantom player ends up winning. And he had like over-leveled phantoms with burst and everything. It was like, what am I watching?
yeah, Phantom Ray games, like someone who goes all in with them, those games just look so crazy. Like I seen Woot do um, Fire Badger oil and just spam infinite rays. And the board
Mm.
just looks great. Like everything's on fire, and the bursts are always like, or the rays are always stealthing.
Yeah, I don't know how people make them work because I had some horrible losses against Kebab because he's been playing it quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this thing is actually pretty good. And then sometimes I try it and it works for 2 rounds, and then I buy more, and suddenly I just start losing horribly. Like, it's not even funny. In the Asia weekend, like I was trying to play it, and then I just ended up defaulting back to like carry fortress because it was like, yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't like. It feels strong, but like if the opponent like goes boats or goes wasps, specifically boats though, like I don't know what you do to navigate that matchup. I think you're just doomed. I don't know. Like I feel like you pull it
Yeah.
out if you have like Giga Mustangs or something where going boats is hard or going wasps hard. I guess then it's like really good, like super late. All right. Anyways,
Yeah, it's
the
definitely
matches
like,
are starting though.
yes. Let's get locked in. So Dillo versus Red Hair is game number 1.
Yes. Let me pull up the bracket real quick. Oh. All right. The bracket is up. We've got a best of one versus Dillo and Red Hair. This is Group B. So we got Dillo, Red Hair, Apuchi, and B-Man for the matches today. And it's basically 2 advance from the 4, and they're battling it out right now with a best of 1.
And have you taken a look at I really like what they did with the win rates. They've also added the amount of matches for each of the players against like top 5201, top 5501.
Oh, neat.
What do you make of these?
Yeah, I honestly just noticed it. Interesting win
Yeah, it's very
rates.
nice.
Although, like, some
Yeah,
of these people
Bucci is.
stream and play a lot. Like, Beeman has
Yeah.
197
That's.
games. So, like, he may it's you get some fatigue when you stream for long hours, like Beeman. So it's not always like
Yeah.
indicative of skill. Like Beeman's a top player. He's 2.4K MMR, I believe.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I like that Red Hair is very consistent. It's about the same matches against both regions, and it's pretty much the same win rate as well. Like that guy is consistency embodied.
What's interesting is Red Hair is known to be a very tempo focused player, and it shows with his average
Oh yeah.
match time of 16.8. I think this is like the lowest I've seen like of the players in the league, but he will go
Mm.
like 2 birds round 2. He still takes econ cards, but he like if you contrast him to Flower Fairy takes like super greedy plays super late game. He usually plays more short term, like he'll level crawlers in standard. He'll go phoenixes and deploy 4 in standard before 4A comes out. Like he plays like that.
But so the 2 players that we're going to have now, Dillo and Red Hair. What do you make of these packs?
Let's see. For standard, the Rhino Spec pack looks pretty good. And Farseer Aggro also looks pretty strong with the Spider. Dillo, I
I
don't
really like
know. The balls?
I mean, yeah, I mean, Sabertooth Spec looks fine. Giant Spec kind of looks playable as well, to be honest. I've really been liking Spider. I think that unit honestly is maybe A tier, I want to say, currently. Like it does some damage. But it seems like both players here seem to at least agree to some extent. Both of them
Yeah,
taking Spider packs.
for sure. Like like my opinion last patch was like Spider opener is like so horrendous. It just feels so bad. But with the HE buff, it became like my number one aggro unit, and it feels like it's agreed amongst others as well. Like it's just the number. Like what else? Like balls don't feel the same as Spider at tempo, right?
Mm. Yeah, and they can even win if you're like headbutting against Spider with steel balls. The Spiders tend to win that eventually, unless you have like some heavy target lock shenanigans. But here we have no headbutt. Interestingly, Dillo deciding to go for symmetrical aggro.
Yeah, I think Dillo prefers asymmetrical aggro push. But like if you know you're gonna headbutt, you don't want to do this, in my opinion. I think you always want to stack your resources.
Yeah.
Because now you have like one Spider just dead, and then now it's 2v1, and you're gonna lose the round.
Yeah, and the other one is not going to get much value either, because you just level that tower once, and then like what's that Spider gonna do realistically? So lots of tempo already here from Red Hair. Opting to go for the marksman, does run that full assault marksman setup. But yeah, this is a big first round. Like, basically all the units are left alive for Red Hair.
And interesting to note, like most players like Dillo buy more chaff into the Spiders, but I would say it's more of like a tempo, like short-term focus where you buy marksman immediately just to have some DPS so that your Spiders get more experience. And I think it's interesting, like Red Hair versus Dillo, or like Red Hair's style is more, he buys less chaff. Like of all players, I think he like buys the least amount of chaff. He just buys value units, which is interesting to note. Like he's very precise with his chaff.
Yeah, and I guess if you're aiming for that 16-minute win, like who cares about the late game chaff?
Yeah, it's just about HP damage, which is by the
yeah, just take
units.
the big boys.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got the
I see some
sledge
wasps.
pack picked up and a wasp flank.
Yeah.
The classic jump drive round 2.
Oh, I have nightmares about this.
It's so strong. Like it's also just a good like waiting for bear like type of move, right? Like you can't go wrong with this because it forces like random deploys in the back, and you have this like threat at all times.
And this is the other thing that is really strong about Tarantula, I've noticed. Like Tarantula absolutely murders Mustangs. And then if they're leveled Mustangs, like you're gonna get leveled Tarantulas, and suddenly your opponent has to deal with like, you know, an 80k hit point level 4 Tarantula by round 5.
Yeah.
So going for these aggro wasp strats, they don't have that many counters, apart from like either you go your own wasp, or you spam a lot of fangs, or you go Mustang. And a lot of people will be going Mustang, so it's a nice pairing when you have those Spider openers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Interesting to note that Dillo took the arc light drop, which, I mean, arc lights, like the deploys is very nice to have, but in a headbutt, HE Spiders is probably what you would prefer for efficient clear.
Yeah, it feels a bit bad, I guess, because you don't want to go both. So, like, are you going to sell out to the Tarantulas now, or what exactly is the game plan? He got a very nice insta-lock, though, with those Phoenixes he purchased. So round 2 is looking much better. I guess it'll just come down to whether these Wasps manage to kill the Phoenixes.
Oh, the Wasps are on a journey.
No. That is the other side of the Wasp coin.
Every time I put a Wasp on a flank, it always follows the crawlers to the main fight. I'm like, why did I flank? I needed a beacon. What am I doing? But it turns out great for Red Hair here.
Underground threats. I feel like both players might want to pick this up just for tempo.
I do like, it is important to note, like, he is Farseer spec, so doing the Wasp jump drive stuff basically makes you have to go Mustangs in response, because if you go Wasp, like, you're just going to feed the Farseer.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's nice about having Farseer sometimes as well. It's like, You don't have to think at all about that unit. It'll do just fine without any techs, and you can throw it onto your flanks, and it'll at least defend against this type of shenanigans.
Oh yeah, and it's 300 supply round 3. Like, it's probably the
Yeah.
second best spec in the game, in my opinion, just because, like, 300 supply round 3, like, how do you argue with that?
Yeah, and especially just the unit itself is insanely strong in the early to mid game.
Yeah, for sure. Like, nothing's really gonna contest it until much later.
Now, Dillo did manage to pick up a level on those Phoenixes instantly. It's being blocked now, though, with those Fangs on the line, and both players going for an aggressive underground threat all the way in the back line. It's being defended slightly better by Dillo, I want to say, but Red Hair is keeping the Wasps there. Oh, second guesses himself. Fangs are getting moved up, and Tara is getting leveled instead.
I like this play. It covers all the shenanigans you can do with the crawler threat.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder now. There are a couple crawlers for Red Hair that might turn. Oh, it's literally a couple, only 2.
I guess Red Hair just
gonna
hoping he
be
gets his tower
close.
faster.
Yeah. I guess Dillo gets it. It'll maybe be just about the same time debuff. Just every single
towers going
tower is
down,
dying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell what's happening right now. I don't know whose debuff is which. How many seconds we got left?
Yeah, there's like, I don't know which spider belongs to whom.
We got a full 2 packs of crawlers that are coming in with the wasp, so that
The
should be able to clean
Farseer,
up.
though, is just getting ignored.
Dumb
DPSing
Phoenixes.
from the side. I think they've got a little bit of Wasp DNA in them. Yeah, so Farseer here is going to come ahead.
Yep, and I think Red Hair did click HE on his spider, so in the headbutt,
Yeah.
he should have the advantage with the chaff clear. We'll see how Dillo responds, if he's going to make use of his giant spec. You got to click efficient light
Ooh.
manufacturing here.
Do you?
I mean, like okay,
It's so
you could
expensive
It's
on turn
expensive,
4.
but like turn 8, you might be sad if you didn't.
Well,
pick it
yeah,
up.
but if you're playing for the 16-minute win, like, this is
Yeah.
not Red Hair. Like,
But it's
you're playing
round
for a
4.
late
It's
game.
round 4. No funny business.
We take the jab.
What do we need to jab? We're owning.
We own more.
Alright, we're jump driving the wasp
I mean, you
back.
probably don't take the jab here, but
Yeah, I don't know
I
about
don't
this
know.
EMAG pick, because, like, your giant spec, you want to buy giants for sure, but I don't know. The longer the game goes, the worse it is. And you're in arc lights, and you're also in spider, so you're, like, all over the place, I think.
yeah. But I mean, is your late game scaling that bad as Giant Spec? I feel like.
I'm
you
a
pick
giant
the
spec
right
hater. I
ones-
don't know. It's like,
Okay, well.
it's like, here, I have all these giants I want, and I don't unlock any of them except one boat, so it's like quick supply, basically. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, boat is playable here though.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
Tarantula
He
boat
unlocked
is.
it.
Yeah. And I guess EMP right now he's just trying to stall a little bit, I imagine. So it's not all bad. Gets the HE to mirror that at least. It does have like
Mhm.
that middle Tarantula is having a good time there, shooting at 2 Fang packs.
Diddle did sell his arc light, so it looks like he's committed to the spider mirror.
Yeah, but and then you've got to wonder like how valuable was that pickup.
Yeah. Red Hair did sell his drop as well with the sledge.
Yeah, but I guess it's a bit more of an instant value with that one.
The wasps are feasting. There's no real response to the wasps other than like we got 2 missiles, and now we're down.
Yeah, and there's a minus
even
50.
more econ. Yeah. And keep in mind
Yeah,
this
this
was
is
an
the
efficient
thing.
light turn, right? So this is not a turn you want to be losing.
True, and it's a EMAG turn as well.
And a negative 100 round 4. Like
Yeah,
this is looking a
uh,
little brutal econ
rough.
wise for Dillo.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Round 5, maybe some free units to turn the tide. No such thing. Another underground threat.
Advanced targeting system. Probably not needed
Yes.
in the head, but
Yeah, I mean, this wasp positioning has been absolutely crucial, I think, to some of these rounds.
Replicate does feel worth it if you're gonna have 2 underground threats coming up all game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think red hair is starting to smell blood now as well. Like 2,200 hit points. If you got a good round or two, like you can probably finish this by the end of round 7.
We do have a fort unlock from Dillo. We'll see if he deploys one.
Do you want fortress here? I mean, I guess it's fine. Like, red hair doesn't have that much DPS, but
I guess he's just unlocking it. Looks like he's going boats.
Yeah.
He does run the, I guess you would say, standard techs nowadays. Launcher range, HE Wa summoning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been the setup most people have been playing, I think.
I thought HE, it got nerfed, right? By 10%.
Yeah.
But, like, I saw what do you call it? An Overlord with HE beat a War Factory AM. So I put it back on the bar immediately because that just sounds busted. If that's if you're beating War Factories with quote unquote nerf damage, I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Dillo did pick up the drill here.
Okay, so it looks like it will be going for tower. Well, both of them win their underground threats. But Dillo is the one to get the debuff first. The awkward bit here for Dillo is that his chaff clear being all the way on the front line, those spiders, they die really quickly, and then the boat is just kind of stuck there shooting at crawlers, which is suboptimal for sure.
Yeah, I think with headbutt, spider, boat, I'm not too familiar with it myself, but it feels like it takes a little bit to get going because you need launcher. I guess launcher is all you really need in the headbutt because you'll be behind your spiders.
Yeah. And it feels that like it's a bit of a classic mirror situation as well, where levels simply matter. So the fact that Red Hair already leveled his spiders probably just means that his spiders survive and then Dillo's spiders die pretty early.
The Wraith is a nice pickup here to handle the wasps, but it is right in front of a level 2 Farseer. It should still take some time, but...
The scary bit, though, is the 2 sandworms on Red Hair's board. Both will be able to deal with this, but can you keep it above ground for long enough?
Yeah, especially with the HE spiders backing it up. In the headbutt, though, I guess it's more likely to keep the sandworm above ground, since there's like always chaff coming in. But mech div is clicked. I think it's probably one of the better techs just because it's only 100 and it spawns 4 larvae. I forget how much HP it is, but it's like, what, extra 20k in stats?
Yeah, I think it's like 4k hit points per larva, per level. But yeah, I mean, any tech that costs 100, I think, can't be bad.
Yeah.
You're never gonna regret it, and you're not gonna feel it either, so...
Interesting. 3 Mustangs picked up, I would imagine, to deal with the boats long term.
Yeah, it does feel like you have to have those on board for the eventual, like, mothership. Get overload, though, and 2 boat levels might mean that those tarantulas on the other side fall a bit quicker, and they do. If you look at Dillo's side, his tarantulas are still truly alive. Wraith is doing a good job tanking, buying some time. So left side is suddenly winning now, right side obviously losing because of the 2 worms that were added.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to protect those spiders because like you have HE spiders backing up with chaff clear, and then the boats get the instant lock, and they're level 2 launcher, so like that's like 1 volley and you're gone. So all your chaff clear's kind of gone on left side.
Yeah, it's very volatile. And I guess now with the levels, I mean, that Overlord just flashed gold, so that's a potential level 3 Overlord.
Oh my god. Look at the output on these things. All of a sudden, these boats have all the stats. Nice turn for Dillo. And it was a temp range turn. Keep that in mind. But it went well for him, and instant orbital picked up from Dillo here.
Oh. Lightning Storm
in return. Interesting. Oh,
I always wonder about this. Oh no.
Just in case the bow DPS wasn't enough, here's an EMAG to secure like maximum orbitaling.
Yeah, but this is rough because I mean, I don't know, like Storm doesn't seem that worth it to me. To me, it seems like it always does about the same as an Orbital.
It
And especially
slows, I
against things like
guess, is the
Spiders and
benefit.
Overlord. Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Like Spider also doesn't kind of care about spells that much. Like they just like, oh, okay, cool, orbital, cool. I have like 30k HP, no problem.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, I don't know, I'm a bit surprised that Red Hair is willing to take the more expensive spell here. Like he might just have to abandon left side this turn and try and make a play right to try and survive.
We got to invest
Goes for
from
the
Dillo.
melters.
I mean, at this point, you kind of have to, considering efficient manufacturing. Every turn it gets worse and worse.
Yeah, and I guess if it allowed him to buy another boat there, adding 2 on the right side, then it's probably a fine play. Undergrounds are back off cooldown as well, at least the first one, but it looks like they'll be matching each other. So it's going to be drill crawlers versus replicate crawlers. Red Hair does have the 2 tower bonuses, whereas Dillo does not.
What do you think of the melter pickups here? I guess that's like all you got against these boats at this point. Oh my god, this orbital is...
Yeah, this orbital is
In
brutal.
3 seconds, Red Hair's entire left army just like evaporated.
I mean, I kind of like that he didn't like try and shield. He just put down 1 shield, I guess, but he kind of knew, like, yeah, yeah, like we're just going to forget about this turn.
The spider mine was a perfect pickup here into the melter, so I feel like the melters are gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, really bad
killing
time.
anything. The right side is fixed now with the boat additions.
I mean, even if you've quite literally weathered the storm, I don't know, like this melter thing, it never really works out.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cope, but I don't, honestly, what do you do? It's level 2 boats. Like,
yeah, what else?
Your
do you
entire
do?
front
True.
line gets evaporated in like 3 seconds. Your Mustangs, it's kind of hard to protect the Mustangs because of the HE spiders. So, Unidrops again. Probably the Fire Badger feels like a reasonable pickup just for the bodies.
Yeah, yeah, I would guess for Red Hair that is the pick. For Dillo, I guess we're getting into Taiba.
You can't have enough. There's never enough chaff here in the video game. Like, you think your spiders are enough? No. We need Typhoon.
I mean,
we need it all.
just get 3 free Typhoons. Click barrier. I ain't asking no
This
questions.
is like Dillo has the meta all on his board right now.
Yeah,
He's got
see,
Typhoons,
just-
boats, and spiders. Like, probably the 3 best units in the video game. He's got them all. How can he lose?
Yeah. Red Hair does end up going for those Fire Badgers. Have to see if he wants to tech them, but... Yeah, those Typhoons are just even worse, I guess, because Melters don't necessarily like fighting those either. Okay, we get the Diffract. I think that is a pretty sensible move.
You don't really have many other options right now. When you
No.
commit the melter, you're kind of like, oh, when there's like 3 more units coming, we need more beams. It is kind of brutal though. Like, these HE spiders is the best in the headbutt, but Red Hair's spiders basically get deleted within like 5 seconds of the round.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I've had a couple games like this, and I really dislike Spider Headbutt Mirrors, because it's just such a coin flip how the early game goes, and then it's just whoever levels first or whoever gets a better lock on instantly wins, because
Yeah.
your spiders are gone, your chaff is gone, you lose. Or your
That's like
chaff
the
is-
nature of the headbutts. It is tilting
Yeah.
because you're taking the mirror and then you lose the mirror and you feel kind of doomed. And then if you try to switch into something else, it's inefficient. So it ended up being
Yep.
like doomed from like round 3. But multi-melter though.
Talking about
very good.
efficient. Yeah. That's
That
that's
is some
almost
HP
game.
damage. Yeah, 78 HP for Dillo here,
Never doubt the Red Hair.
and he does have suck on his melter. So if he clicks it, these things can be
Ooh.
unkillable. We got more spells coming in here.
Ion Blast.
Feels better
Ooh.
for Red Hair since he's not in boats, right?
Yeah, I mean, normally I think Ion Blast is almost always better for the aggro player, because a lot of defensive boards will just be like a line of
Mustangs.
units that never moves.
Yeah.
But here I kind of tend to agree. I wonder where they'll go. Left side. I guess you maybe try and hit all of the level 1 boats, but
His beam is like Typhoon Boat. The one weakness of Typhoon Boat is spells. Like Iron Blast own you, EMAG owns you, Nuke owns you. So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
We got Replicate picked up from Dillo to hopefully secure a tower, but they're fortified. I guess he'll do a lot of distraction, especially like the melter is what you want to distract, so I can see it being worth it.
I'm also, yeah, I'm a bit surprised though that he puts it all the way in the top left corner. I would have expected it in the top right as a gamble.
Redder is covering it with some late Badgers here. I like it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he doesn't cover where the underground actually goes. So his level 3 melter will be distracted.
We also do have the second tech now coming out for Dillo. Did take the range this turn on the boats.
Yeah, it feels essential into the range multi-melter. We'll see how it plays
I
out.
mean, I don't know. If these boats just don't move on the left, they might not even get hit. One of them seems fine. Yeah, one of them actually did go past it, but that ion beam also misses the melters, but maybe that wasn't the thing he was aiming for.
He got a boat, some spiders, some typhoons. It's down to a boat v a melter matchup here.
I think the debuff on the left might come through. The right side now locking onto the boats, and looks like it will be Red Hair taking this.
Redder's got it. Multi-melter is, I honestly, it's so strong, especially in headbutts, because how the targeting works is it's always looking for a new target, and it's always just going to get an early boat lock or an early typhoon lock. Like, and that's so good in a headbutt because there's just so much chaff coming through. So the multi-melters pull through. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, very
like,
nice.
This transition to, I guess, a more defensive. After he lost the spiders in 3 seconds, like, you know what? It's time to return to the towers.
Yeah, and also just buying those melters himself. That wasn't a unit drop, I believe. He just purchased them and had that idea in mind.
Is that allowed?
And plays it out to perfection. Yeah, I know. It's rare at the higher level these days.
I would say
you can buy your own units.
Red Hair is known to not wait at all for unit drops compared to Flower Fairy. Flower Fairy will like int to 1k HP and wait for like forts to be gifted to him, but like Red Hair, round 3, here's a fort. Like, he doesn't play around.
And with that, we're already into the next game, which is another banger between Apuchi and B-Man. Now, if you look at those stats, stat-wise, Apuchi apparently not the best into the 201 region, but it's a very small sample size, and, well, if we have to go by, for instance, the last MAG1 tournament, he actually did very well, so...
I'm pretty sure there's some beef between B-Man and Apuchi. I heard something like B-Man said he's never lost a match against Apuchi or something along those lines. So we'll see if he stays true to his word.
You also never really know with B-Man what he's going to pull out. Like, every time I play that guy, he's got a different comp cooking.
Especially, I think he just like loves acid crawlers for some reason. Like, that just, it doesn't matter what you have.
He does, yeah.
He's gonna find a way to use acid crawlers against you.
Speaking of acid crawlers, reminds me of your game versus me, Sim.
Listen, Photon Worm, it's the real counter. It's a bug in the game. You wouldn't get it.
Hey, I mean, you ended up winning that game, so.
Worms are like so scary, okay? I don't know what to do against them. I just ignore it until it dies, I hope. That's what acid crawlers. You're like, it'll like hopefully like swim in the acid sometime, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll just wait out the photon coating duration and then. Huge.
It actually hurt me so much because on the turn I click acid, like the orbital came down, and then the orbital hits my acid, hits my spiders. So I like min-max the orbital damage here.
All right, round start. If you look at the packs here for Apuchi, I mean, there's a pretty solid standard pack, but he instantly goes for that Sabertooth spec with the spiders. B-Man there, I didn't quite see, but those packs didn't look the best. Ends up going for Sledgehammer Marksman.
I think Spider Saber is very strong because Number one, there's no saber drops, so that's good for you. And also just pairing like one of the best chaff clears in the game with one of the best DPS in the game with access to a tech that doubles its DPS for 100. I mean, you pretty much have to go air, I feel like, against this type of push.
Yeah, and with the matchup as well, I think you're very happy here if you're a Poochie. Spider into Sledgehammer tends to be a good time.
3 marksman isn't the worst into Tarantula. Like, I mean, marksmen aren't the best, but I mean, 3 is more than 2 marksmen that usually would deploy here.
So hey, facts.
You know, he's got the numbers. How can he lose?
It can be nice, yeah, because usually you do need some form of single target DPS. I usually prefer Phoenix, but that's hard to get your hands on round 1, so sure. Sometimes marksman will have to do.
I like the arc light.
No chaff start.
Because like,
yeah,
your marksman ain't doing anything chaff if they're shooting crawlers, right?
True, and it's quite common for the Spider player to kind of greed turn 1 and just buy 2 more chaff.
Yeah, like exactly.
Especially in this matchup, like they should be able to deal with these units.
I think it is good not to spam too much chaff against spiders, because once HE is clipped, like infinite crawlers just die anyway. So I think it's not the biggest deal to miss out on some chaff. Of course, it's like very bad tempo round 1, but
yeah.
Marksman shooting crawlers, the classic.
No, but I do get what you're saying. Tower will fall. One Tarantula still alive, so this should just be a winning round for Poochie.
One spider falling isn't the worst for B-Man.
I think that's about as good as he could probably hope for in this matchup.
Now, if you struggle to kill 2 spiders, how about struggling to kill another free Sabertooth and a Rhino?
And then the Rhino, yeah.
Scorpion does look good, though, for both parties, I think. Just to have some damage on the board.
Yeah, I mean, early Scorpion, I guess, is not that bad here into most of these units. It's probably better for a Poochie, though. Or at least, well, you have the classic counter there on the board. The sledges on the other side. I didn't even notice, but B-Man with the missile spec here, that's not ideal. It's probably one of the worst opponents he could face. Tarantulas, as we said, not really caring too much about most spells.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Missile Strike it isn't the best spec. It's like, I guess you would call it like 100 supply. But against Stormcallers or Mustangs, it's super strong. But against, of course, Spiders, like, it feels like kind of a sad SPC.
Yeah, it's very like matchup dependent. Like it can be completely nuts, and then sometimes it's just like, I guess I just miss all 2 chaff packs.
Poochie respecting the wasp cheese with a late fang. I like it.
Yeah, right side, by the way, completely open. Oh, does level the tower as I say that.
We do have a flanking Sabertooth, so it seems like a Poochie doesn't really want to commit to the Saber and just go Scorp Spider.
Yeah, the crawlers that have been added there this turn, though, might have enough DPS to take that down. I think they should be. Yeah, that should be quite easy.
It does open up the Scorpion, though, to just, like, delete these sledges and the other Scorpion, though, so it's probably worth it.
Yeah, because with the lack of chaff on round 1, indeed, the board is pretty much only good targets.
And this was the double Missile Strike turn, so not too bad for a Poochie. Probably closes out the round. We'll see how these marksmen do. Okay, never mind.
Oh, they are locked on. It's kind of surprising, even though the lock-ons there were good.
The problem,
Poochie just
though,
running out of chaff clear.
With this comp that Poochie has, it's asking to get boated.
Yeah,
like having 2 ground-based units. But we'll see how.
Yeah, and especially if you have the sledges. I know B-Man has not shied away from playing some like boat sledge, so wouldn't be too surprised to see it.
Power system, though, interesting, picked up over the econ of additional deploys. Like it's like speed is so good with Scorpion Tarantula, so I can see it. But now it just makes speed spec more expensive. Sorry, advanced power system. The people don't know what speed spec is. Well, I guess they do, but
Yeah,
the
true.
cards.
They had to change it from advanced powertrain as well into like at least advanced
Yeah, they
powertrain is kind of
downgraded.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The choo-choo train will never leave us.
Yeah. Even though it was only brief.
I do like this
So we
crawler
get
from
another.
B-Man. It's like a
Yeah,
mobile
it's a
beacon
nasty
crawler
pull.
that like pulls and delays all the late chaff.
Yeah, the Scorpion here is going to be turning. That got added all the way in the corner. Saber, interestingly, is being left in that top corner. I guess it will be able to at least pull the crawlers and should take care of some of them.
Yeah, maybe B-Man just hoped Apuchi would sell here. I mean, the Saber just dies to crawler, so maybe it's fine.
It's kind of weird because, I mean, I guess Apuchi got it for free and it's still pulling 2 crawler packs, so... Are you just going to leave it there? Maybe.
Yeah, and with the addition of the spider on the shallow flank, it pulls all the crawlers to the back and then it pulls it off to the side, so it exposes the Scorpion and Sledge right in front of tower. And even with the oil, like, Apuchi still gets in, especially with the speed.
Nice round here from Apuchi. Manages to keep alive the Scorpion, so that's quite a bit of damage going B-Man's way.
Instant bombard from a B-Man. B-Man just loves the spells against the push. Like oil, missile strikes, like your own sentry missiles. You'll just do everything you can to stop the tempo.
Which is the correct way to play, I feel, in a lot of scenarios.
For sure. Like, just spells are so strong, especially against when you're doing an ASIM push. Like, this orbital hits every unit on board. Unfortunately, it's Spider Scorpion, so, like, you don't really care too much. Like, you might lose some fangs, but your core army is kind of untouched.
Yeah, but I mean, even in this scenario, it's actually not that bad, because B-Man doesn't have the best shaft clear, so if you can get rid of those fang packs and, like, a couple crawlers, might open up the way to get rid of this Scorpion that now leveled. And Apuchi picked up a nano repair kit, so it's quite a tanky boy.
Indeed. We got some
and the level
Wasp
difference
cheese
matters a
coming in.
lot.
Oh, yeah. If you can
Like,
keep
this
this
Scorpion
momentum of
now
the
one-shots.
nano Scorpion, like, it can just win you the game alone, I think.
The Wasp cheese is a little bit odd to me, because it's still a level tower.
Yeah, and Apuchi already
that
has
takes
the
a
late
while.
bang. Like, he already respected the Wasp flank, so I think this Wasp is a little bit overrated here.
Yeah, and just that Scorpion just now, I think it shot at an arc light and splashed onto the level 1 Scorpion that was beside it, instantly killing it.
The Scorpion almost sold
But
the
still.
entire team, but the debuff came in clutch.
Yeah, and because of that, the outside Scorpion that was added is now also able to level. Never mind, both of B-Man Scorpions can level.
Oh my god, more deploys.
More missile strikes.
More missiles. All the chaff is gone on Apuchi's board here.
Shaft clear? No, 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 no.
B-Man is contesting
We have
Spider Scorpion with his own Scorpion, so I think, like, long term, having a ground-based comp against this is not what you want, and you're going to lose the chaff war, I think. So it does feel a little bit dicey, especially with the mines. If you go with more spider spam, feels like the Scorps might fall off for B-Man. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider Scorpions to be that great into Tarantulas for the most part, specifically, again, because of the mines that you mentioned.
If you're Scorp Mustang and you have like big Mustangs that can kill mines pretty efficiently, I think it's pretty strong because like Scorpion has the damage to kill, but it doesn't have like the I guess fire rate to deal with the mines.
Yeah, I guess I just never really see Scorpion as a single target DPS unit. I feel like a lot of its stats are also being pumped into the 15-meter splash, so it always feels better to play it into like sledges and that kind of thing.
For sure, for sure.
The range coming out already on both the Tarantulas and the Scorpions here for Apuchi, so big turn.
I like it. Pucci's losing 3 Fang packs, and I would imagine this Wasp does get tower. We'll see how
Yeah,
this
there
late
is
Fang
one
pack
like
does.
ultra late Fang in the back, but It might get distracted.
The fangs are going
Some of them are turning.
They won't kill it, but it at least stall long enough, I think. Three fangs, two fangs. All right, the wasps are going in. Most of B-Man's
battle
army
here
is dead.
already won. Yep. And that Nano Scorpion might just be level 3 next turn.
Look at these fangs go. Who needs Mustangs? It's a pretty clean turn for Napucci, considering like that was a missile strike turn again.
I mean, unironically, I wonder if he could just range his fangs and like build a couple more in the back
picks
line.
up the boats. Like, I think I would just mindlessly click boat here because you're like, I have spiders, boats.
Yeah.
And you need to contest air. Like, Pucci should take the mirror. But unfortunately, actually, he doesn't have boat dueling text, though. He has... If this screen is correct, it's Chin Gun Launcher, Photon Wasp, which I know B-Man has the standard, like, launcher HE stuff. So,
yeah,
air might be a problem here when you have a entirely ground-based comp.
Boat does come out, but indeed it is a slightly different tech loadout for Pucci.
Mustangs are added for B-Man here. In the anticipation of boats, you would imagine.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that all that much, though. Because realistically, what on earth is 2 level 1 pack of Mustang going to do?
Yeah, it does help with, I guess, early Wasp until you have HE, but yeah, I kind of agree. It feels a little bit redundant. Especially in the spiders, like HE spiders, if it's clicked, will just delete the entire ground.
We do get Overload already clicked and another boat added there for B-Man. Working his way towards that range on Overload.
We got to borrow for B-Man and just temp range and speed for Apucci.
His tower on the right side for Pucci has been leveled to level 3 now, so won't be as easy to take for the Wasps, and even if it does go down, that's a mere 5 seconds of debuff. A lot of pressure on this blue boat for Pucci, though. Looks like it might be getting the job done. Gets a good lock onto the blue boat for B-Man.
Pucci's just crushing the ground here.
Yeah, this almost looks... I mean, 1,500 hit points. Like, this might just be game. It kind of looks like it is. No?
B-Man has like 1 HP.
10 HP.
Holy
Oh, wow.
smokes. Who needs techs on boats when you just like dominate the ground here? Oh my goodness, EMAG Blast. We do have Photon from Pucci, and this is the benefit of not being a carry boat lover, right? You don't run Photon, so this spell just kind of wrecks you, right? So nice boat techs you got there, brother. It would be a shame. Pucci going
I mean,
for
I think
the
you can
Photon.
probably also run carry and just ditch the high explosive for Photon, but...
True, but like, man, HE is like, I feel like what enables the oppressiveness of boats, because like once you get the launcher range HE, like there's like what contests it at that point? I think it feels kind of unstoppable.
Yeah,
like you tank the EMAG Blast for 1 turn, but next turn you have 7 boats, triple tech. Like if you somehow manage to survive that turn,
in this scenario, you're not tanking it.
That's supposed to happen like this.
But then again, I don't know if Photon would save you.
That's fair. We got Mustang range picked up from B-Man. We got Replicate picked up from Pucci. B-Man goes for the double tech on crawlers. I feel like it's
double tech crawler.
It feels so wasted just for a cheese. Like, I mean, he has to do what he has to do.
Yeah, I mean, here, honestly, like, what are you doing this turn?
Yeah.
You're probably just sobbing and pressing some buttons, and then
I took off drill off my bar because like I wanted to fit other techs on, but also like just taking crawler duels for drops feels just kind of inefficient. Like you can take the duel, I'll just like buy units. I don't know.
It got cheaper though.
But what does drill do for me besides get a fortified tower?
I
in,
don't know,
like,
but
1
it's
second?
close to 100, and we talked about 100 cost techs being always worth. So,
You can't say
you
no to a
know,
good deal, I guess.
I'm just gonna round down, and that's 100 cost tech to me.
It's free.
That's practically free.
Alright, I want to hear what B-Man has to say. Never beat a Poochie. Gets a little bit rolled, I would say. Spider, though, is like very, very oppressive for aggro. Like, especially getting Scorpion and Spider. I think you have to go boats. Like, the second you see the Scorpion Spider, you just have to go, okay, I'm going boats. And, like, that's my only way out because the ground is gone, I think.
It does seem like he went.
Interview.
Oh,
Hello,
hello,
Poochie.
Poochie.
Nice game. Nice speed Scorpion Spider game.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was a funny one. We're on turn 2. I'm like, now I'm the Saber Spec, and it's going to be good against his sledges. And then Bearlake's just like, how about a Scorp, though? Okay. I will play Scorp instead.
How excited were you to see that round 2 Scorpion drop? Because there's a lot of people who have opinions on, is Scorpion good, is Scorpion bad? Like,
I mean, when your opponent is defending you with a vertical sledge, and that's their front line of defense, I mean, how can you say no? And you already have spiders set up. Like, I set up my formation for Saber, and then Scorp just, like, slots in a little bit better, you know?
I like what you did with the Saber that you just put on the flank because you're like, I'm now in Scorpion now, so this guy he'll just do something for 1 turn.
Pretty much.
I'm wondering what did you think about the B-Man going into kind of the Scorp mirror for quite some time there? Were you worried about boats coming out earlier, or?
Honestly, I was kind of living in the moment, so I wasn't worried about boats at all until it showed up as a drop. And to be honest, I sort of just grimaced at the drop there because I was like, oh, I took range off my boat. What do I do? And then I just said, I'll just take the boat anyways and buy a bunch of chaff and pray.
Yeah, the E-Meg was like perfect timing. You're like, we don't need to do no boat mirror if you have no text. Because you don't run Photon, so that was a nice
Pops up, I just hide panel, click on enemy boat, unhide panel, click E-Meg, click their team.
It does pay to not be that big of a boat believer if you're like, okay, I actually run Photon. I respect the blasts.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I figured, like, my crawlers are getting in, and he got all these flanks. I should just replicate. Totally didn't even notice there was a crawler drop, but it kind of worked out.
Yeah, it was very clean. Like, it does feel very. If someone has like a 2 ground-based units, it does feel like you just have to go air, and that's your only option against that type of push.
Yeah, I mean, the moment he skips the nano kit, he's never winning on the ground again, right?
Yeah. Even with the oil and the missile strikes, like, he did not go down at all, or half your team just didn't go down.
Yeah.
It's all the stats.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Spider Scorp is really good because Spider is good at cleaning up like little bits of chaff. If there's an entire chaff pack, you're fine with the Scorp shooting it. If there's just like 1 or 2 crawlers, the spiders will probably clear them first. So it ends up just being a very effective combo as long as, you know, your opponent isn't in air. Am I playing right now?
Yeah, I think you're going to be up against Red Hair for a potential spot in the finals.
Yes, it's the best of 3, I believe, right?
No, this is the best of 1 still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Don't listen to me. I'm trolling. Right. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Good luck, good luck.
Let me actually pull up the bracket so I could cast this correctly. Here we go. All right, so Poochie is fighting for the spot to advance. B-Man will be, I believe he's also be playing Dillo in a losers bracket.
Yep, that'll be the first best of 3.
Should
And
be an
then the
interesting
second best
matchup
of 3
here.
will be. Yeah,
What are your
it'll be
thoughts?
nice to see. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, red. I have such a bad track record against red hair. I don't know. Like his tempo just always catches me off guard. I feel like I'm always one round off of like stabilizing, and then I already lose the game. So it'll be really interesting to see how Apucci approaches this. I wonder if we'll see another headbutt here, maybe. Um, I
Yeah, there's
would
good odds.
imagine. Yeah, I mean, I would expect at least Apucci to go aggro. Um, but then again, I also wouldn't be too surprised if suddenly Red Hair wants to play a more defensive game.
I think they're both like pretty flexible in play style. They kind of just play whatever the pack sell them to. Like if you have a Storm, Farseer spec, and that's your best pack, it's like I guess it's time for standard. So it seems like they both have
True.
the capabilities to play aggro and store or and standard at a high level.
Yeah, and that's what makes these games interesting as well, because it's gonna be so hard for either of these players to kind of have a plan going into this. Like last week, for instance, against the 2-2-1 players we had, I was like, I'm gonna play aggro because I think I'm probably outclassed in standard. Um, but here, you're just gonna have to, yeah, kind of go by feeling.
And I think Red Hair has a lot of experience with the headbutt as well, because it's an entirely different game. Like between aggro slash defending, like it just do you fortify tower? Do you stall one side? Do you stack your resources on one side? Like the units that are good are also different. So it should be exciting to see.
Absolutely.
I didn't see the packs, but we got
And I
supply
mean,
spec instantly for Apucci here.
and the storm's coming out for Red Hair, so I do think he'll be playing this defensively.
It is a Typhoon spec, so should be pretty strong turn 3.
And Apucci also, by the looks of it, willing to play this long range fight.
Yeah, like aggro sledge doesn't feel too strong. I mean, it's not bad. Like you have sledge boat, I guess. I don't know how optimal is like aggro sledge boat nowadays.
Well, exactly. We just get the boats and we don't ask questions.
Because like, what else do you do with sledges? Like, if they go scorps or forts, you need something to with DPS, and I mean that's just it's a natural partner, you know.
I don't know. I'm always a little bit scared when like my opponent starts with Stormcallers. I feel like, you know what? You can have the long range game. I'll just play in your face. Thank you.
Interesting to note that Apucci only has 3.7k HP, so he can't really mess around with any greedy late game plays here.
Yeah, it's quite shocking that this pack still has such little hit points because I don't consider it to be that much stronger.
I feel like it's
than
one of the
other
lower
packs.
end of like unit combinations. Like supply spec is of course very strong, but
Yeah.
like, sledge crawler, what do I do with this?
Like, it's fine, but you know, my opponent could just have like fortified spec Fang Spider with 4,800 hit points.
Or quick supply like 4 spider round 1, and you're like, oh god,
Yeah.
please help me, Bearleg, with the
My hit
drops.
points.
Yeah,
A pretty
pretty
even
clean.
game here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think maybe the crawlers could. Oh no! Absolute sniper of a Stormcaller doesn't miss it, his target.
Oh, he's
Triple
like
marksman
insta
shows
click
up.
the marksman. I feel like it's like a standard drop. You're like, how do you beat the
Yeah.
triple marksman?
Oh,
Like,
thank you. And deployments, yes, yes, please.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could try and take the Wasp and be a little bit cheesy, I guess. Sabretooth is all rightish, but
Be hard to take the wasp, I think, with all the fangs and like eventual typhoon
Yeah.
next turn. So Pucci he runs assault mode, shooting squad, double shot, and range compared to Red Hair's elite.
all right.
I guess the only difference is elite versus double shot, so not the biggest deal. In range, I guess it matters, but maybe it doesn't get that late.
I feel like this is like you can get away with range and on marksman in standard sometimes. It is kind of tempo reliant. Like if your opponent gets ahead in the levels on marksman, you're gonna get absolutely dumpstered. But elite is usually only a consideration like late mid game.
Yeah, and if someone commits like that hard to marksman, you can always just go sandworm, I guess, right? And just like nullify your marksman DPS. Wow, Apucci is a known to like be a sledge non-believer, but we've got 4 sledges from Apucci round 2. This is gonna be interesting.
He does run like at least the bare minimum requirements for like sledge gaming with the range and the mech rage, and he does also have that EMP available, so I quite like it. Because sledges are not necessarily that easy to deal with for marksmen if they're the same level.
Marksmen don't really counter the sledges long term, so I can see it being a viable line. And note that Apucci did level his his back crawler here for some early tempo. Seems to be crushing here.
Yeah, they did get their health nerfed, but they still don't get one shot by level 1 arc lights, so.
I guess Apucci probably feels like with this low HP, you can't really make too many mistakes, so going additional deploys and extended range is offered. I don't know. Is it good nowadays? I haven't played it.
It's good.
Okay,
really
we're picking
good
up
still.
Apucci. The Scorpion Enjoyer now becomes the Sledge Enjoyer with extended range.
That's insane.
This is quite the line. We'll see how it plays
out. I
out.
watched a tournament game I think a week ago, and this extended range sledge player like kind of misplayed and went for very weird lines, but his sledges were still like extended range over leveled, and so he just won the rounds anyway.
They did nerf the
XP
XP by 25%, but I don't know how much that actually impacts.
I mean,
sledge
like
gaming.
it's at 1,000 now, which is the same as a tarantula. So
Interesting. Apucci goes for mech rage first over range. I feel like
like
you can go
usually
both.
range is what they
Both
go.
ways are good, but I'm not too sure what's better.
I think it's probably fine to go mech rage here on the first turn, and then maybe try and play for range already next turn if you can.
Red Hair probably assumes that it's going to be extended range sledgehammer, but he doesn't really have any real response yet. Just buying more chaff with his additional deploys, maybe waiting for drops.
Yeah, we do get those next. No, we don't. Never mind, because we got the marksman. So he might have to wait a long time.
Yeah,
Like
I don't think you can
if
wait.
he's unlucky, it's around 7.
He probably wanted to get value of his additional deploy this turn, and then next turn we get like Like, is Scorpion good into ER sledge? I'm not. Is Vulcan a better line? I guess.
It's not. Yeah. I mean, that was the game that I saw. It was Vulcans that were being played, but it's just so rough. Like the amount of range that these sledgehammers eventually get, there's almost nothing that really can stand up to them. I wonder if like Farseer would be an angle, but of course you can't easily get your hands on it.
Yeah, I guess the one way to abuse the extended range sledgehammer, like the counter, is I guess with Vulcans, because you like it has reduced damage, so putting a tank in front of it can work. But
yeah,
like,
but then
once
eventually
EMP comes
you get
out,
like EMP'd.
yeah,
Yeah. Like it's good up until EMP.
but then you can always Fang
And
Shield.
it does
I
get
guess.
outranged. Yeah, I guess Fang Shield makes a lot of sense. With the Mech Rage, against a bunch of levels there, 3 now able to level up to level 2. Incendiary picked up for both players.
It's a big round for Apucci.
Range Arc Lights. Well, I guess maybe carry Arc, but it's gonna take a while for them to catch up to a
Carry
potential
Arc gets
165
outranged though.
range.
That's the issue. Like Carry Arc probably beats normal sledge if you can get levels and stuff, but extended range, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder like how many levels you need with the leads to be able to match.
Although you can additionally deploy like Fang Shields, so maybe that's the trade-off. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got 6 sledges from Apucci. You got to get the sledges down earlier if you want to get some experience. So I think I like this line here. He's eventually going to run into chaff clear problems. So he'll need to get some Storms or Mustangs, I would imagine.
Yeah. But he should be fine for now. It's still quite a long way before I think Red Hair can realistically click something like Shielded Fang. So up until then, I think Mech Rage should be just fine.
Pretty disgusting flame for Apucci, just clearing all of left side.
Yeah. Left side is gone. Right side with the additional fangs is taking a longer time, but the fire also did burn quite a few units. And the newly added sledges are now also already leveling, so that's a bunch of level 2 sledges available for Pucci.
Yeah, pretty strong turn. This is 6 sledgehammers unaddressed at the moment. So it could get scary once range is
Yeah,
clicked.
with range around the corner, like, you have to find something quick.
He goes for the damage item over the intensive. I think you can go both ways.
Yeah, it's probably fine either way.
You don't really need the damage yet with this current board state, outside of like the Typhoon, but
True. But I'm guessing if you're playing for like an early win here, it's also like you might get maybe 2 uses out of intensive.
that's fair. Range picked up though on the sledge with temp range, so these sledges are 180 meters. Basically outranges
The
everything on
marksmen
the
get in
board.
front. And not even just a little, the marksmen are sitting at 155, so
So I think it's clear
that's just
now
chaff.
what Red Hair's angle is. Intensive training arc light. So you'd imagine it's arc light carry?
Yeah, but I feel like he's not in a position to be able to get away with that. Like, he has
Fang
5
Shield
arcs.
is his only redemption here, I guess, and he's clicking it.
Speak of the devil.
He does have EMP though, so I guess he can EMP some of the range away.
If he can hit them.
Yeah, that's that is fair.
His level 1 arc light is like 50 less range.
But we got level 4. He's got the hopes and dreams over there.
Yeah. When we click elite, it's gonna get like 20 range.
It's just baby steps.
The shielded fangs here though will legitimately be very good and buy some time.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
definitely stalled
I'm not
these sledges
sure he
here.
has the damage to easily get rid of the sledges, even if he does lock on though.
That is fair. We have 1 arc light though. He's all we've got on the right side.
True. Level 1 arc light there is actually doing very good in the middle. But flanks are still losing, and eventually the sledges will get through. And the nice thing for Apucci here is that he kind of wins around where Apucci, Red Hair is showing his hand and kind of using a trick to maybe regain some tempo.
All right, the drops are here though. The worms, is it worm time from both sides, you would imagine? Worm is good in the sledge.
Seems like it from Apucci, yeah. I mean, I guess that's maybe your other option indeed against sledgehammers or extended range sledgehammer. Try to worm it out, close the distance.
Yeah.
Farseer was available as well. But I guess that still can't compete. I
Apucci
mean, they have the
going-
same range.
His answer to the Fang Shield is 3 more white
More
sledges.
If we have infinite sledges, we have infinite shaft clear.
I feel like the Fang Shield's still going to cause a lot of problems here.
Yeah, I feel like you just should buy storms here.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you go Firestorms, you can get anti-missile Mustang, and then you're still maybe losing to Fang Shield.
I
don't
mean,
know, it's
sure,
kinda
but I
rough.
mean, there's always something, I guess. But I feel like Shielded Fang is still pretty bad for you.
Yeah. Mech Div, though, on 4 worms, that's going to be definitely a problem for Apucci.
Yeah. Red Hair here just going for that. Yeah, just get every single chaff unit on the board.
Alright, Apucci's worms are getting ganged up on.
We're only level 1 here though from Red Hair, so the sledgehammers don't have too many problems. EMP could solve some issues, at least prevent the mech div from going off.
Yeah, the Sledges has more DPS now than the Arc Lights. So even though the worms were they caused some problems, but you still had the output.
Oh,
Take
there's
care of
some
it.
larvae on the tower. It's a close round, but it looks like the sledges will come out ahead yet again, but it's starting to slow down significantly here from Apucci.
Red Hair down to 1.5k HP. Tank prod line, I guess, is reasonable. Maybe not. You can summon extended range double tech sledges.
True, yeah, that's kind of nasty.
Poochie might go for the Vulcan oil backline, I guess. Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
Try and close things out now.
it's one way to deal with
But
tank
that
shield.
worm is leveled. Yeah, that is one way, yeah.
That's a lot of worms. That's 6 worms.
That
Hopefully
is a
Poochie
lot of.
does
That's
something
also a
about it.
level 2 worm with tank production line.
But he's not summoning extended range sledges though. Like, is it that
True.
good?
But if he summons them in your face, then maybe the health does start to matter.
Maybe. Kind of a crazy board here. We got a borrow and a temp range from red hair.
Yeah, Poochie's still taking his time. 900 left.
Maybe he wants to go more worms, or maybe go wasp, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it feels kind of tough here, I think.
He just he just said
More
sledge.
All right, then.
I mean, if you're not gonna buy scorpions, I'm just gonna buy more sledges, right? I guess that's how it goes.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I need to talk to Poochie about this sledge enjoyment, because like I feel like he was a sledge hater. He's like, I just scorp all these sledge dudes, but you know, look at him go. How many does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sledges. That's a lot of sledges.
Sometimes you just gotta believe in the heart of the cards, I guess.
I mean, this oil Vulcan play was nasty. Probably, like, Red Hair did not read that, I would imagine, right?
And that just leaves the sandworms at left side. I mean, this line of sledges is simply untouched. I think all 12 sledge packs here survive.
Wow. The sledges got there, so extended range, you know, is still good.
It's still pretty good card.
Pretty good. I don't have much
Not
experience
bad.
with it. I haven't seen it in a while, but this looked nasty. I don't know
Yeah.
what Red Hair could have done differently, to be honest. Like, don't go Arclight carry, and I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like his sandworm idea, but it does feel like he was kind of faffing around a bit too much in the mid rounds with those arcs, because they would simply never have the range or the damage, I think, to get rid of these efficiently.
I was a bit surprised. I guess, like, if I saw those worms, I probably would have got like a real worm answer. But like, more sledges seem to be enough. I mean, if you have 12 sledges, you know, you definitely have the output
Yeah,
there.
you
You'd
just-
imagine.
Just buy more sledges. The extended
Poochie's
range
here.
sledgehammer way.
Congrats, Ipuchi, on your win. Thank
Thank you,
What
thank
do you
you.
have to say for yourself, Mr.
So-
Sledge hater?
I was so round 2. I'm like, is it ever just 2 more sledges? Like, it's kind of standard. It's probably fine. Like, maybe I go into worms later. So I just like bought 2 more sledges for lack of like a better idea. And then Bear like smiled upon me.
Yeah.
He gave me the extended range, and I'm just like, bro, how can you give this to me right now?
I haven't seen
And
extended range in a while, and you made it look pretty clean.
Yeah, I mean, I have range, mech rage, EMP because I still like to dream,
Yeah.
and it paid off.
Yeah, and
And
that
yeah,
oil
I was
play.
like, yeah, people need to start playing around that, bro. Like I did that to him in the
Yeah,
MAG1
you were gonna
final.
click
It was-
Ensign too. You were gonna do some nasty stuff with that. The play.
Yeah. I was thinking about it that time, but I'm just like, I don't know if he plays around this yet. Like until I start seeing it respected live, I'm just doing that. And yeah, I placed the oil as greedy as possible too. I'm just like he just doesn't play around this.
Yeah, it's not like an obvious line to think about, right? Because you have it's like
Yeah. Every
why would you
time
even take Vulcan
see-
drop? Like that's like the normal thought process, right?
When you see Vulcan drop, you have to think like I could be oiled anywhere.
Yeah, that's the power of
Like, I
power
need to
oil.
play 8 shields. Yeah. Like alternatively, like maybe tower oil goes away. I don't know.
We can only hope
Then
and
you-
dream.
Then you have to like click a Vulcan tech to do that play.
Mhm.
You have to actually unlock a Vulcan.
So now, so every time now that you say anything about sledges, we can refer back to this game.
It's extended range sledges. It's an exception.
It's true. It's a different type.
unit.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
Because they outrange the Scorp. They have EMP available. And I was kind of thinking there, like, if this keeps going on, maybe I just have so many sledges I link them. And then what does he do?
That's what I remember having Link on for that. I was like, round 11, they're not going to see the field maintenance Link like ready, right?
Yeah, I was trying to channel Shade a little bit. He'll do that sometimes.
I'm kind of sad that it didn't go to round 11.
Yeah, and like it would just be too sad to EMP just for Worm Mective because like it's 100 cost tech, you know. So
What about the Fangs? Like, were you not
Yeah.
considered, or because you just bought like more sledges and then
Yeah,
you
I kind of
added
figured more
sledges.
sledges was the answer because it's like if I keep buying more sledges, what are you gonna do? Keep buying more Fangs? You still have no damage. I still win the game, and like. If it's not more Fangs, then eventually it's just not enough Fang Shield. I don't know. Like, I can't get Stormcallers from a drop, obviously. I kind of figured, like, Fire comes back later. I make some kind of Fire play, and then I win. And then Bear, like, shows me the next cards, and he's like, here's Vulcan's Descent. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, that's the answer to Shield Fang. It's just, like, the cards will deliver you something.
Well,
Yeah,
congrats.
exceptionally clean game.
You advance now onto
Thank you.
the finals next week.
Yeah, I'm glad I kind of popped off a little there because I don't have to play a best of 3 right now, and I'm just like, can I just get some good cards and just get some nice clean wins? And like, yes, I did get some good cards. I got some nice clean wins. Like, I got pretty lucky in both games, I would say, with the cards. So it's nice.
Yeah, well played.
GG's.
All right, thank you.
All right. And so after that, we're now on to our best of 3s. It seems like we've already gone through a big part of the MAG1 League, but there's potentially 6 games awaiting us still.
Yeah, now we're fighting for the second slot with Dillo versus Red Hair here in the upcoming match. It's a best of 3 now.
B-Man.
Oh, you know.
Dillo versus B-Man.
I'm seeing wrong things.
Cards are already being
shown. The cards are up. Yep. All right, we got supply spec, I would imagine, from Dillo here, since he likes to push. But no, he goes for the marksman spec. No. Maybe a standard
might still
game.
Play that aggressively, but quick supply is the response from B-Man. Spider marksman opener. And so yeah, for those who are wondering, this is going to be the best of 3 between Dillo and B-Man. Whoever wins this match will then go on to face Red Hair in the best of 3, and the winner of that will be the second finalist for today. Dillo there cycling through some recommended openers. Ends up going for this one. Does kind of tweak it a little bit himself. Asymmetrical aggro here for B-Man. Double crawler purchase, pretty standard stuff, and it's going to be arc lights coming out from Dillo. Fangs, excuse me, what am I saying?
Sorry, I muted myself. Okay, we've got a push from B-Man.
Like, Stormcallers here should be kind of fine, but he moved them from the middle to the outside, so... Whoa, interesting Arclight position as well. Does guess correctly, but... Double stacks
Arclights on
there
the
with the
Arclight.
Yeah. I guess it's it's also kind of dead if he puts it in the middle, so
That's fair. There's not
sometimes
much
you just,
chaff.
yeah. You did get rid of all the arc lights, and now the thing is, even though B-Man does get to tower, he's still gonna have to chase into those Stormcallers on the left. It's a good debuff timer though, and the marksmen are starting to chip away at those Stormcallers while the Spider runs in, so B-Man will take first round.
Instant Farseer
Round
pickup
2
from
unit
Nillo.
reinforcements. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. It's probably good into all of the units, other units that are being offered.
There's not much else you can really pick up here. Like balls, you can push left tower. Wraith doesn't feel that optimal here.
Yeah, I mean, Wraith also loses to Phantom Ray, so
Yeah,
it's a
and
bit
the
awkward.
marksman.
And the marksman, yeah.
Looks like we got some left
Ends up being
side
steel
aggression
ball.
though.
Yeah, so two different ideas here. Dillo kind of going for the, I guess, the safe play. Probably slightly better scaling. You might be able to keep that Farseer on the board. B-Man going for some tempo. Also does add a crawler to the flank on the left.
Got some ball Mustang on the left side here. So we got like two different
Oh.
pushes. The spider push on one side and the ball staying on the other. We're split testing.
Yeah, I mean, this does keep open a lot of options for B-Man. Could go, indeed, just keep going with Ball Stang. Could transition it into like Fort Stang later on if he buys more of them.
Wow, this missile was probably reading like a wasp play, but it ended up hitting the balls. Okay, I lied.
The crawlers after all. But
Don't
that,
listen.
I don't know. Maybe that's fine. They wouldn't have killed the steel balls anyway. So.
Yeah. I guess a debuff doesn't matter too much. Most of the fight is over with.
I mean, it's a pretty nice debuff actually.
Okay.
Does allow these marksmen to get some experience and then kill the important units. But I guess that's kind of expected there. Again, B-Man going for a bit of a tempo pick.
There wasn't much else you can really do with those drops, I think, in B-Man's position.
True. Yeah, you could take the Farseer, but that's kind of eh.
Wasp Swarm is pretty strong. I think it's like one of those spells that's like hard to play around because if you attempt to missile there's always like 3 wasps that somehow always end up on your tower.
Yeah, it's kind of like Underground Threat in that way, where it's just such good value. And again, yeah, because it's hard to defend, like sometimes you just pick it up just to try and deny it from your opponent, or like try and answer it.
So we got Intensive picked up for B-Man. You would imagine it's going on a Mustang, but maybe it's going on a Tarantula.
I mean, I do quite like double level 2 Tarantula here.
Looks like he opts for the Mustang. I think Mustang might have just better scaling with Intensive. Just like the output can get quite insane,
Yeah.
especially if you snag up an item.
And I guess he might have made up his mind about what he wants to go for. Some type of Mustang-based comp instead of the Spider.
Got a
Key
missile
missile
for
there from
B-Man.
B-Man.
Yeah.
Then I guess he'll be... I mean, there was an opener here, I think, for the Wasps to get the tower if Dillo was aggressive with it, but uses it defensively. One of the spiders there almost instantly gets deleted by the marksman and the stormcallers.
Yeah, that
Left
spider
side,
might
though,
never
steel
level.
balls. Yeah. Steel balls are starting to get in. They're all quite low health, but with only an arc light shooting at them, looks like they will be able to get a debuff. And again, it comes at around the time where like the Farseer might kill a couple marksmen, but it's not meant to be.
This can get scary with the Mustang, especially with Intensive and into Orange Man. Like, That's a lot of experience on the board. You can have two
Another one.
intensives. All right, what are we doing with this intensive? Is it like just stack it on one Mustang, or we create new blue
Just
Mustangs?
one giga level 9 Mustang and pray for the improved.
Dilla's gonna need a real answer to Mustangs this turn if he wants to stop the scaling. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, he can't even
I
stop
guess
the
he does have
scaling.
the arcs. Yeah. I feel like he probably just has to make do with the arc lights and hope that they start leveling somehow. Maybe you click range and then you're
Yeah.
still gonna have some trouble maybe locking onto steel balls, but
Or even tarantulas. It's kind of hard to go range. I guess it's fine you have orange men. Maybe it's not the biggest deal, but you're definitely gonna need an answer to Mustangs now because level
Yeah,
10 Mustang is not
it's-
something you want to see.
like there's a couple targets that you really don't want to lock onto with the arc lights, and at the same time, if you don't have range, those Mustangs are just going to shred your arc lights.
Mm-hmm.
Get a crawler on the flank from Dillo, trying to delay the Mustangs, I guess. Balls are being beaconed, so they won't care. Oil being deployed as well. It's a pretty tame round.
Yeah, I don't know if what the oil really accomplishes, to be honest. Like, it slows, but like it's nothing too insane here.
It's just part of the defensive protocol. Like, you have to oil. It's gotta be good, surely. 2 seconds, 2 rounds of your opponent doesn't get to move on one side of the board.
It's maybe more the mental damage that you do with it.
Yeah, if anything.
Oh, these Mustangs level 3. That's kind of...
Oh, no.
This is getting brutal. And no range on the arc light, so these Mustangs just can't be touched. And if you fall behind
Storms
the levels...
are eating good, though. Like,
True,
storms on
look
the
at the
left side are
oil.
doing
The
very
oil
good.
valley.
Yeah, that as well. But that's another, like, even the level 1 Mustangs now ready to level up. Starting to look dicey.
If this enhancement module shows up in the cards, it's going to be game over, I think. Just have a level 3 fort for free.
Yeah. What's that? Insta-pick Scorpion for
Really?
Dillo.
I feel like you might get desperate and go Vulcan. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe
We got
you just,
Mustang
you know,
problems.
Not if he runs war crimes, but you might need some war crimes to be able to deal with this.
Yeah. He does have armor on Scorpion, so maybe that's a line you can eventually do with the level 3.
Oh, that's the spice. I kind of like that. Nah, it goes for the range instead.
I think you need range arc lights first.
Yeah, he definitely does need the range on the arcs.
Scorp should be a good pickup, though, on the left side. Right side might be a little
I
bit
mean, it's
problematic.
a big
but
boy. Like, it hits for 35k, so it one-shots the level 2 sabers that were picked up for B-Man.
Got temp range and speed from B-Man here. Trying to get all that Mustang experience.
With an arc light, face-hugging those crawlers as well.
Yeah, that's like one of the better ways, I think, to go about handling that crawler. Because it is so annoying. And you don't want to miss it like,
Yeah.
what, every turn. So we got Saber staying from B-Man. I think it's a pretty strong comp.
It does go for the range right away, so that might solve some issues he would have otherwise run into with the Scorpion having range as well.
It's going to be an important round, though, for Dillo if he wants to catch up with the Mustangs.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like he just has to here. He went for the range on both the Scorpions and the Arcs, so... Like, if that doesn't work, or it doesn't look like you're going to stabilize, what else do you have going for you?
This is looking good, considering, like, no temp range from Dillo, and he's cleaning up all of the
Yeah.
right side.
Scorpion here doing his best. Mustangs, though, level 3, and the Sabertooth, level 2, also able to level up next turn. No, now the oil, though, kind of keeping units in place. But all right, Dillo is kind of stabilizing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good sign for a competitive match.
Yeah, really good round for temp range. Acid. B-Man can't resist the acid blast. I don't know why you take acid blast here. Like, I would never think of taking it. Even for
But
Dillo,
that's
I would
why you
never
take it, because you're never going to shield it.
That is true. That's not a spell like I would see, you know.
Actually, both players go for it. Like, what in the world? I feel like efficient light manufacturing there was worth a consideration, maybe, but...
It feels like it makes more sense for Dillo to take acid because you can't really shield it as the aggressive player.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's so far up, I feel like the Sabres barely get into it.
It's a bit of a weird one, no? Go in marksman range when you have sabers?
Yeah. Well, I guess they're kind of high level and you had them on the board, so why not?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
this
marksman
is good
can be
value.
good, I guess, into arcs and scorpion. Like, having the range might not be that bad.
This acid might land right side. Looks like it will if there's no Boro here.
Yeah, I don't think you play around this.
That Mustang, though, is just going to delete everything on the right side.
Yeah, that's leveling for sure.
Uh-oh. That's not a shield.
Yeah. It's fine. That side, well, we're just gonna ignore the level 4
Yeah, just
Mustangs
don't
that are
look at it.
incoming.
No, look.
Yeah.
Close your eyes. The acid blast, though,
Scorpion will just...
it's out of range.
but the arc light is locking on. It's actually not that bad.
Sorry, I was talking
not
about the
enough, like-
left for Dillos.
Oh.
Like, they both kind of didn't do that much, but I guess right side it was.
Yeah, but like... Yeah, like the Saber just kind of sits outside for most of the battle. And also weird because it's a level 3 Scorpion. Like, what does it need more damage for? Like, it's going to one-shot anything.
Sure, and the
on B-Man's
Arclights also one shot more or less the Mustangs.
Yeah, and the Mustangs definitely are not walking up that far.
Mhm. Oh my
Oh.
god. More
Well,
spells.
I mean, Ion Blast.
Just
Efficient
take
light
it.
manufacturing is also trying to make its way into the game, but
Yeah, no, we don't need it. Even though our
This
entire
is,
board is junior units. But
we're playing spells. We're waiting for rapid cooldown so we can have
you should have
double
ioned
intensive every
the
single
acid
turn.
for maximum.
maximum damage.
That's a lot of damage. I don't know how much DPS a blast does, but it'll be more than that.
Must be close to infinity. Together
I feel like
with the
Skate would
acid.
know. He'd be like, actually, it's 2k DPS over 11 seconds.
Actually, if you have a level 8 Fortress with Nano, it would survive.
Skate's in chat. Actually, I have no clue.
I have no clue.
Absolutely useless. When we needed you most.
The one game we get Acid and Ion. But now the question is, are they... I mean, it's definitely hitting on the Dillo side of the board. But I feel it's not as good for Dillo, like...
I think that Wasp might go through because the Mustangs will go forward. We'll see if it turns around.
I mean, that should go. The question then is whether or not these Mustangs ever start
I guess there's the
turning.
shield that could save them. If it's
Yeah,
still up,
true.
that is.
The Ion will, like, graze it in the middle, so... Oh, never mind. It's none of those. It's Wasps are just going to follow the arc light.
no, stupid Wasp.
Perfect.
Oh my god, they went right into the Mustangs. This is not the
Oh, the
Wasp.
shield survives as
envisioned.
well. Oh no.
I'm Blast doing a lot on both sides. Couldn't tell who's
I
better.
am so sad this acid, like, the Sabres are literally just sitting outside of it. Well, it's
marks
not
are
that
high
bad of a
level.
round. Yeah. Range paying off.
Oh, he's marksman go.
The fact... not bad. I think Dillo takes that, though. I think the Ion Beam there is definitely worse for him to deal with.
Wow, Vulcan insta-pick here. Don't know why you'd want Vulcans.
Because we have the Marksman.
Ah, we have transitioned back
See,
into standard.
You
Oh,
thought
no.
it was a Mustang board, but it was actually a Vulcan Marksman board all along.
Interesting. Dillo picking up the Rhinos? I guess I cover the flank with this new edition of the Spider. We got level 5 Mustangs, level 4 Mustangs. We'll see what he does with intensive.
Giga Mustangs.
Ah, you take the Vulcan because oil. I see. Now it's his turn to make you pay.
Yeah, I don't know. This does just look very good for B-Man. Like, he's got the best of both worlds. He's honestly got a setup that would work very well against Dillo's board, just going for Vulcan Marksman, and he already has the backup of like level 4, level 5 Mustangs.
Interesting, he goes for a 3 blue Marksman with range.
Yeah.
I feel like you just go more
Maybe
Scorpions
he's
at
worried
this
about the
point.
range.
I guess, yeah, how does he contest his own, or like
Yeah.
B-Men's Marksman?
Again, though, doesn't run elite.
Yeah, interesting by the pickup. The oil is the oil, is it working?
Why is it not lit on fire?
Is it my screen correct?
I
It was
swear on
clearly
the
shooting
oil.
the fangs like multiple times.
No, no.
Bear like,
We are going to leave that there until next turn.
bear like. What's happening?
This is for all those times that the oil fell through your shields.
It just doesn't work.
There you go. Now you only get slowed for 2 turns. Enjoy.
Okay, we got an acid blast round
Orbital
2.
Javelin. It's coming back off cooldown next turn. It actually has a pretty low cooldown for a red spell.
Yeah, interesting. He
could
jabs the Vulcan and not the
perma
Mustangs. I feel like the Mustangs are.
I mean,
Doing the work.
the Mustang behind should run through partially.
Ah, that's true, but he is beaconing that Mustang. Okay, maybe not.
I mean, his biggest Mustang is on the left.
That is true. And you could jab also the Vulcan that's supposed to allegedly ignite this oil. I like the Rhino armor. Assuming you can kill
Yeah,
the
it's a nice
sabers.
pick. Elite arc lights.
I like that.
Javelin does look juicy though on that Scorpion. Level 3 just sitting below 70k, so we'll still get one shot.
Yeah, maybe more value for B-Men's jab.
Yeah. I guess it'll all depend also on like how many of these Mustangs are going to be dying. Looks like it'll be about half of them.
Oh, it burns. It works this time.
It's level 4 Scorpion though. Oh, that is very satisfying.
Yeah, it's his best unit. And this Rhino doesn't care.
Rhino on the right
He's
side.
going
just
in. Well positioned.
having a good time. Sabers are kind of annoying. One in the middle. I mean, it should go down. Oh, never mind. The marksman will just deal with the Rhino.
Still somewhat close of a round.
Yeah, and B-Man does keep the shields for the acid blast that comes off cooldown.
Oh, instant laser sight, probably for both sides. Yeah.
Ooh.
Putting it on our Scorpion, the best unit, level 5. Hits for 60k, no big deal. He doesn't need all that damage. Like, he like one-shots everything on the board.
Yeah. The problem, though, is that on the other side we have another unit that is pretty high level and doesn't mind some extra range.
But it doesn't have the badges. How good can it be?
We're about to find out.
Yeah, Mustang's doing more damage. Or, sorry, the Scorpion is doing more damage. I guess it got jabbed. Level 7 Mustang. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. And like, the laser sight also does allow for this, because otherwise the arc lights would start outranging the Mustang. But now, it sits at 170 with the tower range.
Yeah, I think it was with
Right
this
side of
comp,
the board
though,
is,
the Mustang doesn't really tank. Or, sorry, there's not really much of a tank for the Mustang. You're just hoping it clears up everything.
Yeah, it's weird, because the tanks are on the left side of the board, but then the right side is still just Marksman, Vulcan, Mustang.
Got missiles
The
going
right side
everywhere.
of the board is also just going to be covered in acid.
I like the Firestorm edition because there's just so much late bangs on the other side of the board.
And it's really just the outside high-level Scorpions here that are doing the most work. The ones that were added on the inside seem to just have been one-shot by, I'm guessing, Sabretooth. But this is where B-Man now is starting to make a comeback, and stylistically, I think he just has the better scaling board.
This is true, but he's also weak to... Oh boy, that's a scary guy. He's also weak to Firestorm, so... We'll see if Dilo finds that line.
I guess, but I also don't know if you're ever going to hit like anywhere near where the Mustangs sit during the fight. I feel like that's usually also
Yeah,
kind of
that's
the hard
true.
part.
Yeah. Like, it probably does enough before it dies anyways. Like, wonder where this item goes, though. Surely it's on a Mustang, right?
I mean, it has to go on a Mustang. If this doesn't find its way onto that level 6 on the left side, I don't know what I'm going to do, but...
Also, I feel like in these later rounds, the spells matter a lot. Like, you're hoping you get value out of that ion compared to your opponent. Still holding the item.
This is not a difficult decision, B-Man.
Listen, it's round 11. There's lots of units for you to find the Mustang. It's hard, okay?
But what about my high-level marksman?
We got AM spam from Dilo. Should nullify most of the fire.
Some very late Sabretooth being added there on the left side from B-Man.
Elite marksman. We got some level 5 marksman.
Double
Alright, there
shot
we
on
go.
the Scorpions. What for?
Yeah,
brother?
I think we have enough shots. I don't think we need
I
more.
feel like we have the damage. I think the problem is just we don't have range anymore at this stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is still kind of the sad part about Scorpions in Standard, I feel like. It's,
That's when you
it's
need to pull out
140 range.
Siege.
Yeah. Did get buffed recently.
Oh, the range.
Still ruins your DPS, but... it now gives 100 extra range.
I think these marksmen should be able to clean up for B-Man here.
Yeah, and he has the elite marksman as well. Right side though, we've got some cheeky fangs, they're still alive. And this level 6 arc light might just roleplay for a marksman here.
Such a close game. It's come
Yeah.
down to like what 100 HP, to like 300, 400.
And Dillo does keep his interceptors there. They are quite far back, so they won't intercept as much.
Yeah, it seemed like you got a lot of value out of those interception. Oh boy.
Round 12.
I don't think I've seen
In
these.
case we
3
need more
worms?
units, here they are.
That's a lot of worms. Is the worms good though into like infinite shot leveled?
I don't know,
scorpion?
but you know, we just take
I guess
them,
mech
we
div,
click
right?
the mech div.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
see what it does.
It does something at least. That's the key to unit drops. You gotta like try to get value, even though there's like nothing much you can do with it. Level 7 Mustang, level 8 Mustang with laser sight. Okay, level 9, Jesus.
Fine. Dillo going for quite a greedy oil there.
Mm-hmm.
It might land with the... Okay, the shields are now moving forward slightly.
Range Stormcaller picked up from
Whoa,
Dillo.
where did that one go? Oh, okay.
HE Storms. I don't think HE Storms even do anything against these Mustangs. What's the damage on this? 400 versus like 1,900. Oh no, I think you needed fire if you're gonna
It's
do
got
anything.
the level 9 Mustang has 4,500 hit points.
Double enhancement from B-Man. Only single enhancement from Dillo here. Round 12 board. We're just clicking buttons now. We run out of idea. We're like subterranean. Let's go.
Which unit doesn't have attack yet?
Sub
I wonder
does
if
live fire, though, I
EMP
guess.
arc lights good. No, that's probably
Yeah?
not that insane.
I guess yeah, it's good against like the saber tooth, I guess, but
Yeah.
feels like the scorpion DPS is just instant anyway.
The level 1 Scorpions, though, seem kind of sad. I don't know. The one on the left has been shooting at that saber twice, and it's still half hit points.
Okay, these mective worms though is pretty nasty. Like, just how much stall it allows for B-Men's marksman.
Yeah, this level 4 Sabertooth on his left is doing a lot, but the right side looks good. That's a lot of storms there for Dillo, so it seems like it was the right move.
Yeah, the range storm definitely helps you clean up this later stage of the fight. Holy smokes.
Oh, that's a tanky marksman.
Round 13 with 482 HP for B-Man.
And we go to 14.
Average standard match. Oh,
but
how
it's
did-
not even
beacons!
standard, like...
This was like alleged aggro, and then it resulted into retreat to our towers. I don't know. I don't approve. This is gross.
It's not aggro? Is it? I don't know.
Baited.
Sabers are pretty far up.
Dillo has so many fangs, though. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, at this point you just click portable shield on them, I guess. Wasps.
Blue
the one thing.
wasps.
I mean, it's a nice move.
Maybe he's doing... I think he should do like a late beacon to like secure some damage. I like it though, shield wasp.
Yeah, it's the one thing that Dillo can't deal with right now. Wait, what is that javelin targeting from Dillo? What was there?
You know, a marksman.
Nothing,
I
because
think.
he hasn't sold anything. He's just aiming for 2 marksmen.
I think so. Yeah, they're high level, level 6.
I mean, the one that he's targeting on the right was top damage last turn, so...
I don't even know how to parse this board right now. There's so much going on. There's like infinite storms. We got late wasps, retreating mustangs and sabers. Perfecting the javelin. Level 8 mustang.
That javelin looks kind of nasty, but I guess the scorpion survives at least. Did get the 2 marksmen. Might make a difference. See how annoying these blue wasps are going to be. There's a lot of fangs, but it still takes a while for them to clear blue wasps.
And the marksman keeps the sabers alive for a little bit longer here.
Yeah, suddenly now it really looks like B-Man is running into Dillo there. Wasps are creating a lot of problems for those marksmen on Dillo's side.
And I like the blue recruit. Keeps him a little bit alive, a little bit longer against these fangs.
Right side again looks good, but now left side is punching through.
All
There's
these
still a worm left alive.
AM devices.
Wait.
What?
How?
I thought I shot for sure B-Ven's like
Yeah.
closing this out, and the conga line of storms was
Stormcaller's
enough for the
OP.
marksman to kill everything. Holy smokes.
Holy moly.
Well, that's game 1 for Dylan.
Nicely done by Dillo.
That's a crazy board.
Yeah, very nice.
I don't even know what they're thinking
is a
round
crazy
13.
board,
Like,
yeah.
you're just like, I have 2,000 supply. I guess we'll tech some
We'll
things.
Yeah. If there's anything left to tech. The Stormcaller pivot seems to have been the winning move there from Dillo.
Yeah, it helps you clean up those late marksmen.
And I mean, as crazy as that game was, this is still a best of 3, so we're about to queue up for the second game in this series.
And maybe we'll see some headbutts, some real aggro, baby, perhaps. Like those Mustangs are
Surely
just begging
after
for
this,
fortress
like-
shields, right? Like, oh my, like
Yeah.
you just like hard win if you had level 9 Mustang with like items and forts. Oh
True.
my god! But he probably doesn't even run fort shield or something.
Yeah, I think after this game, Dillo might just be like, I'm happy I won, but let's just play some aggro.
You don't want to
and
endure
make
another
sure this
13
game doesn't-
rounder.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, though. I really thought the Scorpions there would start to falter just because of the late game problems they run into with the range, but
They just had so much HP on the left side, just off that unit drop.
yeah. Yeah, and again, I guess the elite high-level arc lights and the addition of the ranged Stormcallers made up for the kind of, what was lacking from the Scorpions.
I think though, like it does feel like Mustangs like should be better than arc lights late game if you're pushing, because it just feels like arcs take forever to kill all those stangs. But then he retreated into like the standard matchup where the arc lights now have the range advantage, and then the Mustangs aren't that big a deal because it's like a long standard game. So I feel like
Yeah.
it was a bit of a misplay to retreat with these like giga stangs that you had. Like you had double intensive.
Yeah, I guess he put them all the way in the back on the left side, and I guess he just like kind of mirrored that. But yeah, I gotta wonder how that would have played out otherwise. Round start.
Instant Typhoon spec. I didn't even see B-Man's options, but it looks like Dillo has Rhino spec.
Looks like Dillo is going to be playing spiders.
How do you say no to this? If I would snap pick that. Good spec, good units.
You picked the elite 5,200 hit points.
Disgusting.
Are you kidding? How can you die?
True. How do you kill blue crawlers? It's impossible.
Oh, ends up going for the Rhino spec after all.
Wow, we got a
Another
push
symmetrical-
with Sledge Arc. I feel like it's such a like you're getting your headbutting, so you're at a
but
disadvantage.
this is not Sledge Arc. These sledges are getting sold, and it's Typhoon.
That's
boats in the
true, but like
making.
I guess that's fair. That's you just like have like
Round
one side
3, it's
push
just,
stall.
like, 2 Typhoons every round, and then you wait for the boat drop.
But see, if you headbutt on
Yesterday-
the opposite side though, like your Sledge Arc push is so weak. Like I know you're gonna transition to Typhoon boat, but like the tempo early is so bad. No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of bad either way, though.
I guess that's fair. You're like if you deploy near
Like,
your tower,
what are you
you get
like?
wrecked.
You want to be near the line for Typhoon boats, so
Mhm.
and symmetrical is a horror against this. No chaff again from B-Man.
It's kind of the problem with spiders, right? Like, you need DPS,
Yeah.
but you also need chaff, but you can only do so much.
You just get the classic double fang with the triple crawler pairing there from Dillo. We'll make it to tower. Does the spider survive? I want to say it does. That will make a big difference in the middle. Also means that the tower debuff on the left side from B-Man is going to be delayed. I want to say this looks pretty good here for Dillo's side. The crawlers might go up. They
Oh,
don't.
no.
Only one.
We
One
needed that
assassin
debuff.
crawler. Yeah, it kind of did.
Feel like Dillo wins if towers like open their eyes.
Yeah. Well, one of them did, but
Only one
sadly,
understood the mission.
it's not a steel ball, sadly.
True. Ooh, Sabretooth?
I mean, Saber into Spider seems pretty nice. It's a good pairing with Spider as well. B-Man opting for the Rhino, though.
He puts it on the flank, of all places. It's kind of like a dead 300 supply.
That's such a slow move as well, because you know the crawler is there, so it's going to take quite some time before it clears the crawler and then gets the tower. I feel like on a unit turn, that's not the right move.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, there's a Saber drop as well. How do you kill a Saber? Like, marksman can't kill tarantulas. Like, how they kill it in a level 2 Saber?
True. Yeah, and we get a Phoenix added here from Dillo as well. Pretty normal second round, I would say, for this type of setup.
Yeah, like early Phoenix. Just like if you're going into Spider, you could get boated, so it's always good to have like one high level Phoenix lying around.
Yeah, and like level 1 spiders especially kind of lack DPS, so
Yeah, especially into that tower. You're gonna be stuck on that tower for ages.
and you might be facing like a level 2 saber,
Yeah.
which he isn't, but could have been there. Wink, wink, B-Man.
Instead, we got a nice Rhino pull.
He's gonna get to tower eventually. I guess the level tower does lock up the Phoenixes for some time though. Mid is getting absolutely murdered though by that spider saber combo.
Yeah, it looks like this marksman can't close out this tarantula kill. Oh my god, this is like average marksman opener, like just stuck on high HP targets. You're like, it's supposed to be a damage
They
unit.
did manage to kill quite a bit of things there. This marksman is putting in the work.
He's
Needs the
cheating.
Arclight
He
to
got
save him.
debuffed. But he's closing
And
out
that's
everything.
a crazy round. Yo, is this marksman gonna kill another
my
spider?
God.
That's
He's
unreal.
killing everything.
Dude, he heard you, and then he was like, "Nah, watch me
I
pop
heard you're
this
talking
30k on
smack."
round 2."
So the thing is, though, it's like, oh my god, it's a level 2 marksman. You're like, oh no, it's still a level 2 marksman. I don't know. It's not
Hey,
that
it did
threatening.
30k at level 1, so
Padding its
60K
stats, I
incoming on
think.
round 2. It's top damage.
Wait, Dillo sells the... Dillo doesn't have jump drive anymore, but he sells the Phoenix and repositions.
Yeah, worth. It's mind games.
For a Rhino that's
Like, I
not
know you're
even
picking
there.
that missile spec. Double mind games. And a missile as well. Get baited.
That item, though, is kind of nasty. 56k
Yeah,
HP.
that's a big tarantula. And well, now we get Typhoons. Yeah, I was playing as B-Man yesterday, and he went for like... although he got a high-level Typhoon from a drop, but he was just playing fully Typhoon board with like missiles, and
Typhoon's so
I had
nasty.
multi-melters, I couldn't kill them.
Just like literally just keep buying 3 Typhoons around missiles and shield. Like if you get the level advantage on a Scorpion, like even the Scorp sometimes can't contest you. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. We do get a third one on the shallow flank there on the right
Look
side.
at this cage. He's caging him in with the Typhoon.
Spider is looking like, hey, that's my thing.
Yeah, but do you have a level 2 heavy armor?
True.
Who wins in a 1v1?
The spider might just clear the whole side. I don't think those Typhoons are dealing damage.
I just gonna get locked on this tarantula here.
Yeah, no, that is very easy for that tarantula.
And who do you think is favored though in a headbutt, like chaff clear wise? It's got to be HE spiders, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I guess you have the shield from the Typhoon that like probably does a lot, but
Like Typhoon will get there if it gets to like level 2 minimum, level 3. At that point, it doesn't really care about the crawlers anymore, I feel. But
what do you do though about the Typhoons? Do you go Scorp or do you just say it's time to boat? That's the age-old question.
yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, like you can also just play Phoenix and like play the ranged shard shot angle. Like that can work, but you just
Yeah.
have to pray that your opponent doesn't go like Forte A.
Yeah, fair. Assault Fort though, kind of nice in the headbutt. But he wants more unkillable units, so takes up the nano.
Yeah, I guess Assault Fortress is also just, I mean, it's kind of tough to fit it in right now, I feel.
I feel like I would like the nano on a Rhino before it gets countered, like put it in front of the Typhoon.
Yeah, you can always sell it and then repurpose it later.
Should be a
I
big
wonder
power
if he's
spike.
going to. Oh, we get miss. I don't think level 1 missiles will do the trick though.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna need some balls or like boat. Like you need something real. I don't know.
I love that Rhino.
This is somewhat sometimes
Just
why
staring
people
him
like
down.
put it 20 meters off the shallow flank so you can always put a crawler. But now Dillo's taking advantage of that. I like it. I think
Nice
the
addition of the tarantula as well.
Biba's making a little bit of a mistake in the headbutt where Dillo's has all his resources on one side, and then B-Man has like half of a defense, half of a push, half of a flank. So in the end,
True,
it
yeah,
feels
I
like
really
he's getting
don't like
outvalued.
these Typhoons that have been added onto the left flank. I really dislike.
Yeah. Like Typhoon missiles are strong, but I feel like it's a tech you have once you have like items or levels. It's not like level 1, like hope you get there. Oh, and look, it's a good nano target. Tanking everything. Wins him the round.
Yeah, it does deal 200 more damage.
And it levels. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Alright, no boats. That's good.
Yeah, these units are not great for B-Man if he wants to
No
try and
damage,
make
basically.
a comeback. Yeah, which is exactly
Kinda
what
sad.
he needs.
Yeah, you'd like to see like a scorpion, a boat. Probably just a boat, but
Yeah, it's just... So
Let's not
what is
fuck
the
around.
most? What can we sell and make into a boat?
Yeah,
The Wraith
yeah.
are free.
these are non-boat units.
Guess we're gonna have to do it ourselves.
I like the Mustang pickup though. It's basically saying like, haha, no boating.
I don't know about this. Like, I know Typhoon missiles sometimes can be okay, but I feel like Hero is just kind of cope.
Yeah. I think contesting this side at all is pretty hard to do. Like I think you can't contest it. You just have to like stack left. But
Yeah, and okay, so it's Melter, and he does go for the Wraith and sell.
he does have the carry melter techs if he wants to go all the way. But you kind of need a melter, right, for this 52k nano.
Yeah,
repair
but
kit?
I mean, Melter has a really bad matchup into Spider, and
Yeah.
it's not necessarily good into Phoenix either.
But what else do you do? That's kind of like the nano problem.
Yeah, I mean, the nasty bit is that Dillo did get the Mustangs, so he knows as well that, you know, Typhoon boat makes the most sense, but then he gets a nice counter, a nice addition to the counter for that comp.
He keeps the Typhoon there. That round is
Yeah,
gonna feast every turn. I don't know.
It kills a Fang Pack, I guess.
Values.
Eventually it'll level.
Will this melter do anything? Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it. Maybe it takes down one
The saber just
spider?
like
Nope, not
two
even.
shots it.
No, but don't worry, the level 1 Typhoon will get this tower. at
It's
some
a level
point.
3 tower.
Maybe.
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay, never mind. Hey, we
lot
try
of
again
damage.
next turn.
Wow.
Yeah, this looks dire.
I don't know what you do. I actually think there's no like winning line here. Multi-melter and
No.
pray and hope your beam is like nasty. I don't know.
Yeah,
We don't
I
take
mean,
beam?
yeah. What?
You're like on
That
death's
is
door,
insane.
like, yes, tank production. I mean, it's a good item. It's a really good item, but it's kind of scary though. You don't want to die, right? I don't know.
Well, it is going to be multi-melter.
Going for a wasp cheese with the Rana draw.
Is Dillo going to play it greedy, or will he actually shield here against the missile? I feel like you kind of have to.
I think you can greet it. You're like, I have
Yeah.
4k HP. What are you gonna do? I mean, I guess maybe if you really want to
I
close out,
mean-
because multi-melter may be scary. I don't know.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like...
I guess there's a beam. That's true. Oh, there's no
Yeah.
beam, but like there could
Well,
be a beam.
there should have been a beam.
Yeah, yeah.
Nasty little flank play from Dillo there as well, though. Rhino, Crawler, and Wasp on the flank.
I know, still getting value. I don't know. I don't know about this. We got a borrowed
Hey, but
temporary.
good thing the Typhoons are still on the flank. Hey, they're second on damage last turn.
They're padded stats.
So get some good missile value here, B-Man.
Instant locks a Sabretooth. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. Actually looks really good right side as well.
Yeah, the beams are just so oppressive in the headbutt. It always finds value.
The flank does end up getting in there from Dillo, but it's too little too late, and the Melter has already dealt with everything, so it's not going to turn its attention to the Wasps.
But look at the missile value. It took a tower. It's kind of crazy that like just multi-melter changed that much of the board. Like there was an oil, sure, but
Yeah, and I mean the nice thing as well there is that he does missile like a couple crawlers and the Mustang. So
True.
like the one thing you don't want, I guess, for the multi-melters to lock onto is a bunch of like chaff.
okay, surely this time we see the beam, right?
We
see it. We see it.
Game was like, all right, we'll forget about that. We'll redo the round.
And Dillo's not playing around with his beam. He said, I'm putting in oil and I'm perfecting this beam. It's a lot of resources.
I mean, these are some level 1. I mean, at least the one on the edge is level 1 melter. Like that will die if it gets hit by the whole beam.
Yeah, I like this play. Normal melter into multi-melter.
Yeah.
Thing is, the multi-melter does get a lot of value, though. It kills everything, and then it is a melter-v-melter duel.
Yeah, and the thing as well here is B-Man kind of moved up, or he's playing near the line, so the range diff is there, but it's not the most important thing.
Bit surprised though to see a wasp flank into Typhoon spam.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was really playing for the win there, so that's why he just went all out with this.
See whose beam is better.
Well, it's -1 multi-melter on the left. Does avoid all of the Typhoons, though. Avoids the melter on the right side from Dillo.
Yeah, it's looking good for Dillo. He's getting early locks.
Yeah. Got some good damage in, at least.
He has enough HP to...
Hey,
No,
the
he doesn't.
flank Typhoon with the clutch 5-second debuff.
He's
Here
second
it
place
comes.
in damage. He's doing things.
Time to be alive.
What is this, like 44 HP? Oh, wait.
I mean, no, it doesn't mean that.
Damn. So what do you do here if you're BMAD? Like, How do you counter normal melters with multi-melter?
I mean,
More
part
melters?
of that was also the beam, I guess, but oh, there's the Overlord.
It's too late. We have better things now. More units to die to multi-melter, though. I guess he's just
So
going to get,
level
like, the
3
early
both will.
locks on the left side.
I mean, you either sell, I guess. You just take Sandworm or whatever and sell. And buy more multi-melter, maybe click EMP.
Maybe you go Worm Replicate spam? To, like, counter the multi-melter?
I
I
guess.
don't like this Scorp. Like, the Scorp's going to do really good this turn, but he teched for it. Because it's going to die next turn. Or, like,
I
there's
mean,
not
like
much
one
value out
crawler
of
pack
this.
in front of them and they have 0 value.
Yeah. Mech Div is like.
But then
the
again,
go-to
like,
choice.
there doesn't need to be a next turn if Dillo wins.
Yeah, I think if you're investing in Scorpion, you put it with the team. Otherwise, you just go for the cheese on the line, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's just literally hoping he's going to delete a bunch of units at round start and then can win off of that.
No levels on the melters just yet. 400 to spend for Dillo.
Did you have the EMP? Like, this might make a big difference.
I'm worried about left side. Left side sucks now, unfortunately.
It's a nice crawler flank there from B-Man. I don't like the worm. I think that should have just been sold, but I guess it has mech div.
It did some stalling, I guess.
Right side is struggling. Like, that melter is not having a good time.
Just comes down to the
Tower
EMP.
will eventually fall. Ooh. Good tower timing combined with the EMP there to save that middle multi-melter. This is close.
Oh, the Typhoon that got the tower. Oh my god. Is that a game-winning Typhoon? Oh, but the barrage.
Oh, the EMP!
Holy smokes.
Oh my days.
So that
I
Typhoon
mean,
is MVP?
kind of, yeah.
Like, he's taking towers? That's like, what else do you need him to do?
He just needed a couple rounds.
Damn, that's so close.
He did level as well.
Yeah, now that tower's going down fast. That jab is nasty.
Ooh, the javelin
Is it time for
yeah.
suck or... No, you probably can't click that into Melty. Got the barrage mirror.
You just sell one of those melters because you know that's...
I think you beacon this
Getting-
whole like trash pack on the left from Dillo. I don't know. It died pretty fast because he was hoping for some early locks, but
It seems like the chat is very much favoring Dillo here. Like to say the same. I mean, even though B-Man won that last round, the fact that it was still that close,
Yeah.
this matchup doesn't tend to get better for the multi-melter.
yeah, in theory, the normal melter should win if it's just a
Yeah.
like a melter v melter duel.
And now the EMP is coming out here as well.
Yeah, the flank Typhoon now is finally being addressed. No more taking towers.
Well, looks like that jab is going to be coming through. One melter did level, so we'll just about survive. But that's still insane value. The two Scorpions are kind of useless there. Crawler was added, so not much value to be had. Left side is now pushing in. There's that Melter still trying to do as much as it can with the sliver of health it does still have. Wait, this actually looks good for B-Man. Hold up.
I think this flame
Middle
just did so
kind
much
of.
value.
Yeah. The Melter is locked on now. Okay. I don't know where that EMP just went.
It hit the worm in the head and bounced off him.
Okay, it looks like
Sledge
Dillo
production?
might just be able to...
Oh, the
That
barrage.
the EMP there is fantastic,
Wow.
and it does eventually lock on. So Dillo now the one with the 1 melter left alive, and that'll be enough to close out the game.
Kind of crazy at the end. It all came down to
Both
like the randomness of the barrage. GG's, mate.
Yeah, that was wild.
I'm not used to games going to like round 12 and 13 as well. I'm like, what do I do with all these monies? I was like, all right, I just throw levels on, and I'd still end up floating like $100 in the end. But
Yeah, well played.
yeah, nice crossfire on that last one.
What did you think about the Typhoon missiles in that headbutt there?
Oh, when I first seen all those typhoons, like in front of the my tarantula, especially with the heavy armor, I was like, oh, they're not going to do anything. You know, I've got heavy armor, I've got a level advantage, and yeah, honestly, it didn't phase me too much. Like, probably most of the time they were bouncing off onto chaff, and if anything, onto tanky stuff. It didn't seem like it was that impactful. And then when I had the my Rhino SPC on turn 4, and it's like, yeah, I'll just chuck it on the shallow flank and then just whack him in the face a few times. I was like, yeah. So that's why I ignored the that very corner flank, because I was like, yeah, it's not going to kill a level 3 tower, not anytime soon anyway.
Yeah, we were following that little guy around for most of the
He
battle.
had the badges. He had like second place damage just shooting that tower all game.
And just
Were you
wiping
worried
out.
at all about like boats coming out, or?
Yeah, because I only had the 2 Phoenixes though, level 2. If they did come out at any stage, yeah, I could just elite recruit and maybe range my Phoenix, but I felt like it wasn't too much of a problem for me. It just seemed like it
Yeah.
was setting up some weird typhoon like surround on me, and I'm like, all right, that's what
It
it's
did
using as
seem
deployment
like
for.
as soon as that second rotation of free units was, or didn't include a boat, and you got access, I think, to those Mustang, the boat play was pretty much done for.
That too, because in that same drop, what was it like? Because I'm pretty sure
Like
it shows the Wraith.
Farseer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Farseer. I think there was a Wraith and something else, maybe Balls.
Fire Badger, I think.
Oh, that's right. Which was no good for any of us anyway.
Yeah, he just really needed the damage. So I think the multi-melter play was quite interesting, but you were very quick to catch onto it and just instantly go, you know what, normal melter beats multi-melter.
Yeah.
So
Well, considering
Let's
that
go.
red hair just did me over with that, and it was 2 days ago that essentially I had like a ladder best of 3 against B-Man, and the 2 times that he did beat me was with multi-melters, and I'm like, I've got to answer it a lot quicker. It's like straight away, as soon as I see it, just get the melter, get the range, and just try to, yeah, stabilize or just answer it as quick as possible. But there wasn't many chances of Wasp shenanigans that game. I tried to 1 round, but no good.
And just very quickly, what about that game 1? Because that was nuts.
I know. Like, I was surprised in a way that he. Well, I shouldn't be surprised that he had the tarantula and went aggro when I had a Stormcaller, but all my packs were kind of dog poo in a way. So I was like, I guess I'm playing standard. And as soon as I seen the Scorpion drop, and I'm like, all right, this is for Ibuchi. He loves his Scorpions. I'm gonna do it. And the amount of times they would hit a Saber and splash onto a next door neighbor, like Arclight or whatever, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good. But when it got down to the later rounds, and I was missing the elite marksman on my marksman, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of losing this range war, and I'm having a slightly hard time clearing all these high level Mustangs. I'm like, all right, just spam Stormcallers. I was like, yeah, sort of hits everything on the ground nicely.
Sacco leave player slot.
Yeah, that was a really we were really impressed to see that, because we were saying the same thing, and looking at these Scorpions, like, you're kind of getting outranged here in the later rounds, and then Stormcaller happened to be the perfect play to kind of fix that issue.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think my housemate's home, so now the dog's going off. But yeah, I was losing that range war, and I noticed it was like round 4 or 5, and I'm like, why are my scorpions getting outranged by his sabers? And he clicked temp range, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's one of those games that it's compulsory to click it every round from now on. So I just got onto that as soon as possible, but thankfully I caught onto it when I did.
It was a very nice series to watch. But you're not quite done yet. How are you feeling about your matchup into Red Hair?
Because I do not have a great record against red hair, so I'll have to try to take a note out of Apucci's page where hopefully I get gifted with extended range sledgehammers. It would be nice to have. I've got to make sure I can't do a symmetrical aggro. I have to bump up, I believe, because I can't lose that early tempo. It was just very hard to catch up from there.
All right. Thank you for giving us your thoughts. Good luck.
That's all right. Thank you. All right, I'll catch you later.
All right, so this is the last best of 3, fighting for the last slot in Group B.
Yeah, it's 2 big names as well, with either Red Hair or Dillo here. Not going to make it into the finals.
Should be an exciting match. Both players, I think Dillo's more of an aggro player. I think Red Hair's probably more, I guess balanced. I guess plays really good standard, really good aggro. Of course, Dillo plays like good standard, but I think he has like a preference for pushing. So I'm curious to see how it goes out.
I think either way, like this will probably be over a little bit sooner because from how they play, whoever gains tempo will probably try and close it out pretty fast.
I'm curious to see
I think
how
Dillo,
like Red Hair responds to Spider aggro. I don't know if he has like a clean answer to it. Every time I've seen him play against Spider aggro, he just like does pretty random stuff. He'll do like wraiths and worms and stuff, and you'll still get it done, but nothing like clean or consistent, I would say.
What is your preferred answer into the Spider aggro?
Honestly, I do the Wasp flank round 2 and wait for Bear Lake to give me some direction. Other than that, I like hope my storms level and like probably go forts if I like need to unlock it myself.
Yeah, it feels like forts are pretty good, but then I'm always like a little bit scared of potential for melters or stuff like that. Feels like hacker is actually not bad either.
True, I don't know. I can't make hacker work. I don't know. I feel like the counterplay is a little bit rough, but we got the packs are up. Missile spec ball arc for red hair.
Interesting to see. I mean, the other packs there looks like it's going to be spiders again for Dillo.
I think you take the
Game
supply
not leaving
variant,
him
right?
much of a
But
choice.
Badger's still strong.
That does mean that again, like this missile spec won't get the most value.
Yeah, that's just like the dice you roll with it. Sometimes it's
On the
good,
other
sometimes
hand-
it's bad.
Yeah, like the steel ball matchup here though is usually quite good, at least at the start, and it very much depends on whether or not Dillo guesses correctly here with the headbutt. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but I feel like it's better to try and just like keep your 2 tarantulas together and try and find that headbutt than space them out evenly.
I think headbutts, like tarantulas, are better than arcs, so it's fine to headbutt, but also like your round 1-2 is still kind of bad into balls. Usually I just prefer symmetrical defense, but we'll see what Dillo does. He said he didn't want to do symmetrical and he wanted to stack aside, but into
But
balls
this
I think
looks
you kind of have
awfully
to.
symmetrical.
Yeah. I like this. I probably wouldn't position too aggressively into balls, but I do like the symmetrical.
Oh,
Okay, never mind. Change your plans. He doesn't like it. He's a man of his word.
but that is going to be the wrong guess. So we're going to get a crossfire here.
He's got
And
like the
there is
stairway.
not that much threat. Yeah. It's an interesting formation, but practically speaking, I'm not sure how much we're getting done in this case. Pressure on the left tower is not that insane. The crawlers are going to run out far ahead of the spiders, so that Arclight should get some value.
Interesting, he puts 2 chaff packs on right side.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how he wants to transition this, because I feel like the kind of the classic rule is that against steel balls, there's no real point leveling your tower all that much.
Yeah, you have to defend it because it will
yeah.
eventually go down no matter. Like, I guess you can do like sledge stalling and like have some DPS later, but I think you have to respect, or at least how I would approach it, is like you respect the balls, get a real answer, or you just
Yeah, but
oil,
it's,
I
it's
guess.
tough, right? You can, but then again, it's like, what are you getting in return? Because your spiders are quite simply not that fast.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't have the DPS, so if your opponent levels their tower, like, what are you doing? It's very hard to judge these situations, especially if you do decide to just keep everything on one side.
Yeah, I think you're not favored. Like, this is the problem with doing the ASIM defensive setup into balls, is they're gonna have more tower pressure than you will. So I don't know if you're like up ahead with dealing with it.
You do have the Fire Badger spec available, so let's see where they go. Very aggressive move there from Red Hair, picking up a Phoenix, putting it on the line.
I like it. He has jump drive, so he like threatens it.
Yeah.
Redeploy is nice. Dillo said we're back to symmetrical gaming. Oh my god.
That's honestly a pretty good item to get.
Yeah, for sure.
It fixes some of those issues that we were talking about. Because obviously, if Red Hair just decides to keep deploying stuff, then he's always going to be up in deployments on that side of the board.
I do like the Badger, though. It definitely slows down the balls.
Yeah, but it's currently behind the Tarantula, so I feel like the Tarantula is just going to have a really bad time. Obviously, with the Phoenix staring at it, but...
So he's respecting the Wasp jump drive plays, it looks like.
Wasp is a nice play here. It might just end up winning him the round. It kind of depends on how long they get stuck on the steel balls.
This is a bit, again, of the problem of defending the weak side, is you're just behind on deploys, and it's very hard to contest and even catch up. So then eventually it becomes a wasted supply now. That's what happened here, or at least for this turn, but...
Yeah, you're just always going to be behind in those deployments, so it's rough trying to win the battle when the whole battle from your opponent takes place on that side. It's a close affair though in round 2, much better than the situation in round 1. Only the Phoenixes and the Arclights survive.
That was the missile strike turn. I guess also the Badger turn. Oh, Scorpion. It's here. You gotta take it. It just beats everything. I don't know, it's so good. And you have a ball problem, so... I like this play by Dillo jump drive. He doesn't need to deploy any chaff in front, he just puts a Wasp.
It would be so funny if Red Hair here just like calls a bluff and keeps the Phoenixes on the line.
Red Hair doesn't have a play to do that, I feel like. I've seen him leave like jump drive or just or anything on the flank if it's like a Phoenix or a Wasp.
Yeah. Just calling the bluff every time, like unless I see it being countered.
He's probably debating 2 Typhoons, but into the Scorpion it might be hard to take it.
Ends up going Scorpion as well. It's pretty good for him too. I mean, there is a Fire Badger. The low-level Tarantulas should just die to it as well. Does end up moving them.
He saw the missile was deployed last turn, so he said, surely he won't deploy another missile, so he should be able to get a free tower snag.
Honestly, it's a good logic. People are gonna feel bad about their minus 50s, so...
Yeah. So pretty like defensive on both sides. Not really stacking, but like making sure both towers are secured.
There's no crawlers in front of these steel balls though, so this first shot will be money.
Oh yeah, the Wasp is going to town as well. But debuff should be coming
an
in.
interesting both players here buying another Scorpion onto the left side.
This is Tarantula answer.
Now suddenly things are quite evenly matched. And even though the debuff came through, like, it doesn't look like Dillo is in that bad of a spot. In fact, his Scorpion just...
Does he have enough
Remains
fangs
on full
though?
hit points.
I don't think so. I guess maybe if he gets locked on a Scorpion.
I guess the Scorpion is faster, so... It might
Come
be
on,
fine.
fangs! Do things.
They are kind of slow, so it takes a while for them to
Oh my god.
get there.
3
Oh.
fangs. 3. Wait, 4.
Hey,
4
we
fangs.
take those. We
Look at him
broke the
go.
ice. Red hair can bleed.
Alright, efficient light, right? Or like orbital is very strong, but
Yeah, look, I always just... I feel bad spending 350 on a card on turn 4.
okay, I agree. I used to
So,
like skip
even when
top
it's
supply
good,
round
it's
4,
like-
but
Yeah, but top supply is a little cheaper, you know?
the problem with efficient
know,
light
it's
is like it usually ends up as a giant mirror, but like with the Scorps on board, it kind of makes sense that you're probably staying in like light
Yeah,
units.
it's absolutely the correct play here.
Absorb Scorp would be interesting for sure, but like economics, I guess, is better probably. We're getting a little
I
jump
also
drive
like-
cheese.
I mean, I guess Absorb Scorpion is decent, but I feel like in the long run, it's not like the best unit for absorption necessarily, because it's always a bit of a gamble whether or not it locks onto a big unit or not.
Sure, and if it becomes like double shot range, like usually the Scorp dies within like 2 shots.
Yeah.
Pretty like mirrored board, like Scorpions.
Oh,
These Scorpions.
very nice read by Dillo. Moves the Wasps to the left side, and the Phoenixes are right in front of them.
That's huge. You just have to worry about anti-air now, basically.
Yeah. Suddenly, like, the chaff situation here for Dillo looks quite a bit better,
Yeah.
including the chaff clear. Scorpions are winning out.
Just a spider is better than the arcs long term.
Yeah.
So I wonder if red hair just goes boats, but then again you took efficient light, so maybe you don't want to do that.
I mean, yeah, you wonder, like, what small units do you want to play here that would save you? Like, it feels like the only thing that might be good into, like, Scorpion and Tarantula is, like, Phoenix, but then you probably need charge shots, but he already has jump drive on them, so that's kind of a no-no.
We do have
double
the
down on the Scorpions,
range
I
on
guess.
both sides, or like arc lights and Scorpions.
It's a big turn. Dillo still has to spend his money, so we'll see if he decides to tech anything.
I feel
It's
like he should do the
surprising though.
same.
He's been, yeah, but he's been he only has 2 tarantulas, so sometimes it can be a bit tricky to, well, make the decision. I'm gonna tech my tarantulas even though I only have 2 of them.
Find more wasps. I don't know about that. Like, there's so many fangs at this point.
Yeah, I guess it's also just to protect the flanks, maybe. Like, you probably just look at them as another chaff pack and flank defense that will beat anything pretty much. Just get the range on those Scorpions, but still lacking on the tech for the tarantulas.
Oh, is this? Oh, this
Ooh.
spider's just getting deleted.
Yeah, both of them are getting insta-locked there.
That's not good.
And again, he only had 2, so that's his only chaff clear remaining. I guess the Wasps can kind of help out here and there.
Poor Arclight, just in front of the Scorpion.
Yeah.
Gets splashed.
The right side still
Yeah, still.
absolutely crushing.
Even though his spider died early, Scorpion just cleaned up everything.
Yeah, in these early stages of the game, like they're not even all that bad as like pseudo chaff clear with the splash. The left side has recovered, and without those phoenixes instantly dying, it's going to be the round going over to red hair.
Level 3 Phoenix, kind of scary.
Yeah, it kind of brings me back to the good old days where you had Phoenix starts and you actually would run jump drive. They would end up being like level 4 and be your best unit.
Yeah, that's why I really like round 2 double Phoenix buy and just have them for the rest of the game. You usually have them like level 3 pretty early, and just having
Yeah,
that
'cause
jump
it's
drive
like-
any side.
What's your opponent got to do? Like buy anti-air forts into 2 Phoenix?
I mean, they will. Fire Fairy and Behemoth both do that.
They will, but
Yeah, fair. Both take underground and skip on the nano. I guess that's fair.
get some Mustangs here.
Red are really
Interesting.
making sure to min-max its jump drive value.
I mean, hey, again, like as long as it doesn't get countered. It does get countered though.
Dilla says, my
They're
turn
going for a bit
to
of it.
snag a
Yeah,
cheese."
that arc light. Getting the business. Both players are going for that aggressive underground.
Both have the enhancements. More Scorps, more
Only-
Tarantulas.
Only red hair there going for the replicate though. The wasps might be able to defend this.
Yeah, with the help of the Fangs as well. Looks fine.
Yeah, this is completely okay. Also kind of means that it's a wasted tech there from red hair. 250 into that replicate crawler, and it's not getting done anything.
Yeah, and he buys additional Mustangs, I guess, to help us clear and be extra chaff, but if Dill clicks HE Spider, he should be able to have his Scorpions lock on earlier.
Yeah, this is a fantastic round for Dillo.
Yeah, no wasted tech either.
Yeah, red hair went for a bit of a tempo play, and then it doesn't pan out as intended, and suddenly it's Dillo back on top.
Oh boy. The unit drops are here. Both taking the
Oh, round
worms.
7.
Is it mechanical division time? Is that just what you do?
Is that just what this game is?
This is what you do,
Become-
like it's standard protocol, guys. Take worm, mech div, then you think after.
Well, they took worm. We're still waiting on the mech div from red hair, but
Yeah, come
We're
on. Red
close.
Hair should know the memo. This is standard procedure.
he does run it, so
I mean, Mech is really good at the Scorpion, I think. Unless, like, do all the worm,
Well,
like, little dudes just die to one
hey.
shot? He's listening.
I feel like they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they all. I guess it kind of depends where they die. If they just
Mhm.
instantly burrow and then unburrow at different times. I don't know. It's weird.
Fang Shield is
Shield with
interesting.
Fang. Mm.
You can just get HE Spider and then, like,
Yeah.
you don't care, but should be good for this turn.
We do get the oil there from Dillo on the left.
Temp range from Red Hair, though. Both sides.
Both sides going for the oil. The worms are also like kind of in front of each other, so we'll see how this pans out.
Is seems like Dill's Chafler dies a little bit too soon on the right.
Yeah, those tarantulas not long for the world. There's still some big scorpions though. How much can they do before they die? The one on the right is already dead. That is still a lot of shielded fangs left alive. Massive turn for red hair. That's got to be close to like 2k damage.
Yeah, big turn. Like, it's... So spiders has better chaff clear, but they do die to scorpions faster, so maybe in the end, red hair has better chaff clear because it, like, actually lives?
Yeah, like they're kind of low range, so usually they survive just by being tanky if they have some levels, but...
Interesting spells. I think you can take all of them. Lightning Storm probably what you want to take, though. It's, like, the best. Just to close out.
Yeah, I don't know. Lightning Storm for red hair doesn't seem like the best value, but...
That's true. I guess, yeah, against spiders. But you have the damage to break shields pretty fast. So right side Lightning Storm could be, like, pretty insane.
I don't know, like, the exact numbers, but I feel like Storm and Orbital kind of do the same against shields. So... I feel like on a turn like this, where you know you're getting spelled, it's probably just safer to get something like the Orbital for Dillo.
I see.
Because it probably gets the same result if you break the shields.
HE Spider's picked
Neither of
up.
them going for it. Hmm. It's kind of mandatory you did talk about it.
But, like, his spiders still die pretty fast.
Yeah, like...
they're pretty
he
positioned
needs
far
to
forward.
find a way to keep them alive.
You're gonna need more shields, I think, right? You just shielded the cross?
Okay, so he does save himself from the fire there. Didn't move his jump drive wasp, so he will end up dying to a missile strike.
The shield almost broke. That was kind of close.
Could have been a disaster, but not quite. The spider is still alive, as I say that. One of them dies, but it seems like they have been surviving a little bit longer. The blue one in the middle, at least, is still completely fine. And left side looks good for Dillo. Right side, again, kind of crumbling here for Dillo, but he's holding on much better than he did last round. And honestly...
Look at these little dudes go.
yeah. Tower debuff will come
it's an
through. This is
Airwind.
very close, but the Phoenixes...
Phoenix MVP. Look at the damage on these guys.
Yep.
500,000. Wow, well played by Red Hair.
And that is red hair taking a win here over Dillo.
Yeah, I think the difference was just Chaffler dies too soon for Dillo, and then it's a Scorp v Chaff versus Scorps alone, and then the double shot ends up not making that much of a difference if you can't connect.
Yeah, it's some very like minor differences here in the mirrors. I mean, both of them again playing like Scorpion, and then it just comes down to Arclight v Spider and whoever gets the lock-ons first.
Yeah, I really like the Mustangs. Like, Mustang and Scorp is such a good combination because the Mustangs act as additional chaff there, but they also act as like late game chaff and protect the Scorpion in like the later stage of the fight. So I think it was the right call. Also,
Yep.
I guess it's good against mines, right?
Yeah,
Well,
kind
assuming
of.
you have levels.
Yeah, it's a bit level dependent, but probably one of the better units against the mines.
We're seeing a lot of Scorps, I feel like, this tournament. Scorp, you know,
Yeah,
perhaps
we are.
good unit. We need buffs, apparently.
We haven't seen that many boats though. Like
True.
or Fortress.
Bearlake has to give you the boat, then it's boating time, you know?
Yeah, but that's also why I feel like we've seen so many Scorpions. Like, it's just been early Scorpion drops. It's not been like, let me buy my own Scorpion. It's just been, here is a Scorpion, you have to play it.
That's kind of the nature of the game, though. Like, you kind of have to use the unit drops, because if you sell the unit drops and do your own thing, you're dealing, like, you still have to counter a level 3 Scorpion anyways, and the tempo, like, to unlock and then counter the units and catch up on experiences is usually too much.
Yeah,
So-
it's simply going to be less efficient to like sell out of your drop than if you can actually use it. and
Unless your
make
comp
it
is
part of your
busted,
comp.
then you just go Typhoon Boat or something.
Yeah, I
right?
mean that's like late game when you already have your comp. You're just like, well, Saber Cash, here we go.
Yeah. That's true. Usually, if you have a super efficient comp, then like selling is usually the best call because well, more of what you already have is the optimal line. But early, you kind of have to just like let Bear Leg take the wheel and dictate more or less your plan early.
Yep. And I guess for today, that's been Scorpions.
Yeah,
Will we see them again in this game?
Scorpion, good unit. Siege mode. We're not seeing any siege mode, unfortunately, though.
But
For
it
some
got
reason.
buffed. That's so crazy. Who would have thought? It gives 100 range. Do you know how much that is? That's insane.
It's funny because the range, like by the time you shoot, I guess it gives more time for your shot to fly, you know? Oh god.
I mean, like your reload still goes down to like 6.5 seconds per shot or something abysmal
Yeah.
like that.
I think
but
is it 7? I forget. Who knows? No one knows because no one clicks the tech, I think.
we know that it's better not to click that button.
All right. We've got a lot of good
Game
packs,
2.
I think, for Dillo here. Everything seems playable, minus the
No
Mustang.
spiders this time.
But we have Typhoon spec, good spec. We click.
Oh, are we getting? Well, we have missile spec. It's actually a really good pack into the.
I think this
the
is the
pack Red Hair
201 Wet
picked.
Dream, though. Storms and Typhoons, you know? You get everything.
Oh. Are we getting the standard gamings?
Boo!
What were you? You were playing this shit for like.
Listen,
the
you
past
gotta
2
do what
weeks.
you gotta do. Bearleg gives you Typhoon Storm, you take it.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh,
Red
aggro
hair?
storms.
Oh my god. I
Oh
wouldn't.
my
I
da-
guess
How
he's
are we
thinking.
getting out aggroed with storms.
He's
as
thinking I have
501?
Typhoon, so like, who cares what my starter units is? Is probably the thinking,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Which is
Maybe we're getting both after all.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why I'm saying. We shouldn't have mentioned it. I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily keen to see it, but
Yeah.
oh well. Here we go.
I mean, if you see a lot of Scorpions, it makes sense that you eventually see a lot of boats, right? It's just like, what happens?
I mean, maybe he just keeps his storms together so he can go for like he can shield all of his units.
Oh, that's right. It
Against
is
the
missile strike spec, so...
But against storms, I feel like you're always going to lose your shield. I
True.
guess it kind of depends on how quickly you get into the tower.
Or you just sell it. You say, haha, baited. I don't know. He's buying an Arclight. I guess he just wants one Arclight and just, like, wait for Typhoon to come in and save.
Yeah, I mean, you have to buy the arc there. Otherwise, there's no way you're killing the crawlers.
Unfortunately, these crawlers are way too far back, so I think the Arclights might get sniped.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks fine.
We're fine. There's no Arclights.
This is all calculated. He knows what he's doing.
What part of this is fine? He has no units. That's the power of aggro storms, though, because like, ooh, surely he deploys standard, and then you like lose half your team within 10 seconds.
Yeah. I found it really funny when they implemented the line nerf on round 1, and people were like, yes, it's because of dick storms.
I swear I heard Bear like say that. He's like, I
yes.
used to deploy my storms on the line, now I can't do it anymore. Oh no.
The most oppressive round 1 strategy. What on earth were we doing?
It's the
against that?
mental damage, you know. Maybe they don't want that branding associated with turn 1 storms.
Right, yeah. Meanwhile, they still like have units that are called steel balls and.
Oh,
It's
see,
all
look,
good.
see, look at the
Oh!
bait. See, it's
He dodged
econ.
it.
It's econ. Well,
I mean,
he
still
buys
hits back some
crawlers,
but
it's fine. Oh, okay. I feel like I usually prefer Phoenix round 2 for Typhoon spec, because then you have Phoenix Typhoon and it's like early game tempo. But he's doing the jump trap wasp stuff.
I mean, laser sight is a very nice item there.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good missile strike. Blue crawlers might even hit like 3.
Yeah,
the
but he
left?
also missed the storm caller, so
True.
mental damage secured. I do kind of like that he's not being overly greedy though, and like at least somewhat playing around a potential shield or whatever and going just for the safe crawler target.
Yeah, the benefit of the Wasp round 2 is like you're kind of gonna lose round, or in theory you should lose round 2 to missile strike. So you kind of do like a tempo cheese play and hope that like
Yeah.
saves you some HP damage.
And I mean, Dillo did add like triple Fang this turn, but 2 of them are on the left, and it looks like the Stormcaller that survived is going to get rid of them. So that's just going to be... Oh, I say that. There's actually 3 Fangs left alive on the right side.
That's all you need.
Oh
There's
my
3
god.
fangs. Nice play by Dillo.
Calculated.
But now it's the dreaded turn 3 Typhoon with like Stormcaller supply. So we'll see how this turn goes.
Yeah, this is like triple Typhoon on one side.
What did he snap pick? Rhinos, okay. Rhinos the highest tempo. I think it makes sense for both sides.
It's a lot of deployments. Both of them going for it here.
Is he gonna put all 3 Rhinos on on the right side? I like it.
I'm down. Dillo being a bit more casual with it, just using them for shaft clear. There was a crawler added to the flank there on the left by Red Hair last turn.
Yeah, all 3 Rhinos. They're just gonna like just dominate right side, you'd imagine. I really like this play. Because it's like so like this is the power of unit drops and like ASIM pushes, because all of a sudden there's like 6 new units right side. Like how do you defend that?
Yeah, this is rough.
This is oil
Horizontal Typhoons
fortified.
though. Like, what do you think about the horizontal Typhoon?
Oh,
think it's playable or?
I think it's, yeah, I guess like you're min-maxing your death, I guess, but like maybe the missiles is fine, like you shoot faster. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the biggest deal, but I guess against Scorpions. Yeah, I really don't know. I just assume I always play some vertical, so I don't.
Yeah,
Really
every time
know?
that I spectate a game and someone is like positioning them or horizontal, my chat is like, he doesn't know.
Looks pretty clean on the right side. Gets a -50 out of Dillo.
Typhoons will be able to deal with that Rhino. It's a good round here from Red Hair, but kind of expected considering the amount of units deployed.
Yeah, what do you do here? Like, you have to Scorp, like, right now, or you lose, perhaps?
Oh no, another Scorpion game.
You have to. You bought the units.
Yeah, but then you're gonna get boated for sure, right?
That's the flowchart. Scorp boat. That's just how you live.
Got the cookies.
Laser sight on a Typhoon is interesting. Usually you don't want range on your Typhoon. You kind of just want them to tank, but does accomplish more. Look at these amigos.
7?
We copy paste Rhino Typhoon until we win. He's doing it. The pattern continue. Wait. That Typhoon's a little too far to the left, right?
True, yeah.
All right, this is what you do.
Oh, it's the missiles. They're making a comeback.
I think this is the rules. Like
do
mech
get
div
Scorpion.
worm, missile Typhoon. That's just what you do.
It's I don't know about that one, but
It is
sure.
what you do. Look, they're doing it.
It is, yeah. I mean, I guess, but it didn't win B-Man the game.
Listen,
He did lose that one.
it's because he didn't have Rhino friends.
Right, yeah, that was the missing puzzle piece. Even though one of them got sold.
Hey, he's selling the Rhinos now because you'd imagine Scorps are coming.
Right.
Typhoon missile's looking good though. Taking out the Scorpion on the left.
One on the right is having a wonderful time, though.
Look at that efficient splash.
Horizontal Typhoons, Tech W.
Another -50, and it still doesn't matter.
Yeah, this Wasp is kind of just eating away at Dillo's economy.
I guess that's the benefit of the Wasp. Like, yeah, Phoenix is better, but you deploy a bunch of Fangs into Typhoons and you're happy, I guess. Oh boy, more spells. Pretty good spell. Should allow the Scorpions to like do their thing now, hopefully.
I do like that Dillo here is opting not to light the oil on fire, because there's not that much chaff on the right side from Red Hair, so keeping that slow is definitely going to be the better option.
Alright, you just need like 3 more Scorpions, right? Just line them up.
Yeah. I mean, the tough thing about this type of defense is always just like, what do you do as soon as like your opponent gets enough crawlers? Like your first shot goes into crawlers, and then especially when the boats arrive, it just feels so hard to play.
It looks like it just blew Typhoon Recruit on the flank, both of them. So it looks like he's gonna stack left.
Oh, okay.
I mean, blue should own, like, if you stay ahead of the Scorpions, this is a really good play. You have to like manually recruit your own or go double shot, I guess.
I guess we're just going to go buy 2 blue Typhoons every turn until
the game's over.
you win.
I think Typhoons are a good unit. What do you think?
Oh yeah, no, I really don't like playing into this. I hate Typhoon Barrier with a passion.
Yeah. But look, it's
I
only
go
a
double
missile.
shot, they
It's
place
fine.
them vertical, and it's like,
Yeah, it
where
takes 7
did my damage go?
And if you fall behind on levels, like, it just takes so many shots.
It's like you don't even one-shot the Typhoon anymore. It's like, but
It's looking fine, though. The fire definitely enables a lot of the Scorpion success, but
yeah.
looking good.
I mean, this is giving the Scorpions levels, and it does buy a little bit of time to get into stuff like double shot.
Do you go range or double shot first? I guess double shot? Or, I feel like you could do both. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Did you see how he just slammed his head on the keyboard? He's like, boat. Did he even see that there's a wraith or a worm? No, he did not.
Why do we care?
Boat. You have Scorp, I have boat. It is in the rule book. And now you lose. This is how it works. You lose now. Can Dillo do anything about this? No, because he has to take the boats as well. But his boats are redundant with the Scorpion. So now he has like this inefficient combat, then he loses, I guess. I guess that's how it goes.
Unfortunate.
Should have played Typhoon.
That should have been Typhoon spec.
Yeah, it's your fault. Like, he's just gonna stack left side. I like this play.
Yeah. Goes for the instant overload as well.
Yeah, with laser sight in case it wasn't enough. Yeah, this looks brutal. I don't know what you do.
Yeah, me neither.
I think you.
This is not a
escape,
comp I have a good track
surrender.
record against with this type of opener.
Like, if you're in carry boat sledge from the beginning, you can maybe contest this, I think. But like now you have like this like weird comp. You have like storms, arcs, scorps, boats. Like, it's still good,
Yeah,
but like
the
it's not
awkward bit
efficient.
is that Scorpion is like such an expensive unit, and it doesn't even easily kill the Typhoons, because like it gets stuck on chaff and then reloads for 5 seconds, because you usually need double shots as well.
Yeah.
And then you still need Mustangs because Mothership is a threat.
Yeah, that's true. And
you
boats
need something
don't
that
do
can
it.
kill boats.
Yeah. It's a lot of problems we have here.
And you need chaff, and you need chaff clear. It's
Yeah,
like,
this
good
is-
luck.
This is kind of a nightmare here. I don't know. Multi-melter
Yeah.
is your like opium.
Yeah, it's like
last
the
ditch
Hail
effort.
Mary, but at this stage, like, it's probably too late, right? Like, you kind
Yeah.
of needed it from the unit drop.
Uh-oh.
Like, he's nearly going to die here.
Yep, and that's also the power of like Typhoon Bow. It's like 300 damage, 350 damage. You're like dead in like 2 turns. I guess you take Photon. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter what you do at this point. You
It
just,
doesn't, yeah, it just, I don't know what the silver lining is here. Like,
I don't know. More
uh,
stats should be good, right? Launcher range
just,
picked up.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like, double tech your boats and buy boats yourself. Just pray. The nice thing is that, and you did mention this, like, Red Hair doesn't have that much chaff. Like, he really doesn't. So, you might be able to lock onto some important targets.
Yeah. But there's just so many typhoons. There's not enough like
Yeah.
boat v Scorp. Like there's just, I don't know. And he tech to Scorp, so it's also inefficient in terms of like his typhoon answer.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, you have the Scorpion with range. Even if you miss all the crawler, the Scorpion is still going to shoot that crawler before it dies.
Yeah.
So then you're stuck reloading for 4.5 seconds, and then where is your opponent after 4.5 seconds? Like,
Yeah.
in your base.
Yeah. This comp is also just like collapses on you pretty fast. Imagine if AM War Factory was actually good. Wow. You know, it would maybe do something here.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have the space for it, but that's the remedy. Let's buff War Factories.
Like
again.
before, like War Factory would like absolutely obliterate this comp. You'd be like, oh, so many units to like War Factory, haha. But it's like, no, we stealth buffed the boats. By the way, have fun. Good luck.
We heard that you really like the Taiba meta, so
They nerfed
Enjoy.
Chingun, but they're like, you know what? Let's have a new type of boat. You know, should be fun.
yeah.
But pretty clean game from Red Hair. Pretty standard Typhoon aggro. Well
Yeah,
played.
just perfect flow chart there.
You take the tempo from the Rhino drop. You transition into the boats. Very
You get the
efficient
round
use.
6 double boats.
Yeah, and you get the round 6 7 death.
Very clean game. Means Red Hair will be advancing into the finals as well. So again, we have a split day here for the MAG1 League. Apucci makes it through for 501. Red Hair makes it through for 201. Joining Sacco and Flower Fairy, who have already secured their spot last week.
Yeah, pretty hype series. Gonna be an exciting finals. I don't know what you're supposed to do about Flower Fairy, but do you have any ideas? any ideas?
Flower Fairy, I don't know. I feel like the best way to play against him is just play aggro.
Yeah, I tried
Like-
the standard him, and I just make so many mistakes compared to him.
Like, when I rewatched that game that I played against him, I was like, this game was so winnable. Like, I
Yeah.
could have just played Typhoon Boat, but I just messed up royally, and then, yeah, I got Wasp. I was like, I could have just, this was so easy. Like, I just lost to tempo, I guess. But I guess you just Taiba him. Like,
He is like
what is he gonna do?
very predictable and very greedy, so I guess that's like one way to exploit. But
Yeah, I mean, he does play a lot of like boats as well. Like today in the finals against Woot, he played a defense and he was just like sledge and then instantly into boat as well. So
yeah, a lot of 2-1
he's
likes to
a
do that
tough-
into Woot because Woot has the like I guess non-boat dueling tech, so you can sometimes like if you stabilize, you should win in theory.
yeah, at the same time, I think you probably do have like enough understanding of stat. Like, I think I'm just straight up worse at standard.
Mhm.
But when I looked at that first game between you and Flower Fairy, I think you just trolled on round 2 with like jump drive Wasp and like
Yeah.
some sort of aggressive play, and then
Yeah,
you
a
got
lot of
rolled
mistakes
by range
after.
Wasp.
Yeah, and I also
Like, it was
didn't like
literally
take the
just
worm
that.
drop. Yeah, it's crazy how like just little mistakes like that like cost you the game.
Yeah, that was a really crazy example of it. Like, that game was literally just like round 2, and like unit positioning just messed you up, having to deal with Wasp.
I was
for the
scared
rest
of
the game.
like missile, like it was new missile strike spec, right? You're like, oh my god, this
Yeah,
new
yeah,
spec
yeah.
is gonna, oh no, my units. But like if you look at it, it's like 100 supply, like whatever, just tank it, go next, I guess.
Yeah, then you end up going Mustang afterwards, and you still you end up, like,
And then I clicked
getting
AM
owned
to make
anyway.
sure to get value out of my Mustang misplay.
Yeah, huge.
Well, that was an
Absolutely
exciting
huge.
series.
Yeah, that was fun.
What would you say is like your favorite match of the day?
Oh, I mean, it has to. I mean, the longest one between B-Man and Dillo was exciting for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
level 9 Mustangs with items all over the place.
Yeah, it was nice to see extended range sledgehammer being played because you don't see it very often, and I mean, it kind of needs this type of commitment where you go early for sledge and then suddenly it shows up on round 3, and then you get this type of shenanigans. But it was cool to see. But yeah, I think it has to be that long game between B-Man and Dillo.
Yeah, what was that like round 13 with the acid
Yeah,
blasts and
absolutely
the ion?
And it wasn't even like your normal round 13 game either. It was
Yeah.
like
So
scorpions.
It was aggro.
and-
It was a legend aggro.
Yeah. Like double-sided aggro with different units. I don't know what was going on, but
Yeah.
it was enjoyable.
It was spicy for sure.
All right, guys, if you want to sign us off, and I can send a raid over to Rooster's channel.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Well,
I'll start up stream in that case then. Thank you so much for having me. That was fun.
yeah, it was a blast. And then next week, Saturday, I believe at the same time, 15
Same
UTC, sorry. We're having the finals with myself, of course, Flower Fairy, Apuchi, and Red Hair. Should be exciting, and we'll see you guys then.
Looking forward to it.